Hello, Internet.
I'm
Oh,
living in
my.
hell.
Every day of my
I
life.
forgot to mute the stream.
Yeah,
That's
I
important.
also heard the stream.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Fall of Pilion, presented by Thimbos and Dragons, hosted by AwfullyQueerHeroes.
Yeah,
With a long
somebody
title. That's kind of how it goes.
Hey guys, do you like all the words that we have? There's a lot of words.
There's a lot of words of how we are
Heard
here.
you like words.
put
So
words in your
first
words.
things
Can
first.
you tell
we
we're live
gotta-
on the internet?
We're live on the internet. First things first is we got to do the usual kit and caboodle. So as always, thank you to Carly from Cinderheart Studios and Mackie for some art. It's beautiful. It's lovely.
We love you.
It's there. We love you. Please follow Awfully Queer Heroes. Also follow Aldrich Academy, which is our Thimbos and Dragons other channel that we game on, which will be there tomorrow at
G-A-Y-M-E, just to clarify.
Game.
Oh, okay, I just got it. I was like, wait, G-A-M-E. That's what you spelled. You put a Y in there. Okay,
Yep.
I'm here. It's fine. We're okay. I have horrible heartburn. So be sure to follow both channels. We're here Saturdays at 8:30 and then Sundays at 6:30 on Aldrich Academy. That's a lot of stuff. That's what I had to say. Anyone else need to add anything?
We've been scarily sparse on FAF time at the beginning of our sessions lately.
We have, because you guys
we're
added
trying
it
to
during the
actually get
fucking
some-
game.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
during the
no,
stream
we
we put
spent
the faff time.
all specifically with your campaign. We do nothing but FAF.
I plan on
100%.
having a long-winded discussion about nothing.
About what an influencer is, apparently.
Yep.
Yep, that's my new goal. Every
I will
stream.
just sit here drinking out of my horn mug and enjoying life.
No, I'm gonna speed run it so that we can get to break so that I can melt again because it's so hot.
So if that's all we have,
My AC
Those
is
are
broken.
words.
Those are words.
okay. We'll go ahead and get started. So with an empty head and a full dice bag, let's jump into this week's episode of Thimbos and Dragons.
Yay.
Yay.
Was that the phrase?
That's the catchphrase I came up with when I was at work.
Head empty, bag full.
Dice bag
No
full, let's
thoughts.
go. So
Head empty, no thoughts, bag full, no
discuss that
wisdom
because I think
saves.
it's a great little catchphrase.
I love you.
That's what I'm here for. This is what I did instead of working today.
Don't say that on television. No.
It's okay. Anyway, so where we last left our unexpected adventurers, they had made their way to Vinzor, a new city for them, hopped on a ferry, but before that they met a very mysterious man in a tavern that they found to be a wee bit suspicious, who ended up being on the ferry with them. They spent about 2.5 days on here where they met some mysterious, creepy little fish monsters. They also...
Necessary?
Yes, that
Okay.
was in fact necessary. Don't question your DM. They also saw some soldiers along the edge that they weren't quite sure about either. That kind of someone rode away and they weren't sure what was going on. And then they finally found themselves cresting upon the twinkling lights of Farnfoss, kind of the larger city where adventures await them. So as your ship slowly pulls up to dock, is there anything anyone wants to do?
No, I have to wait till we get to a tavern to do my thing.
Awesome. Perfect.
I swear to God, if I have to do this, I will make sure that you do not speak a damn word in these taverns.
Does anyone have a quest?
I'm just gonna smack you in the back of the head right
That's what I
away.
was worried about.
Parth kind of comes up next to you and goes, still going about that, huh? I thought I told you that might be a bad idea.
It's mostly just to annoy my followers. The influencer would know about followers.
I bet indeed.
I'm not one of your followers, because I definitely wouldn't subscribe to your bullshit.
Oh, you've been subscribed for several days now.
You are all such interesting people.
Begrudgingly.
I'm really not that interesting. I just want to point that out. I'm just kind of here.
I mean,
He is a medical school.
SpongeBob. SpongeBob, and then you're a nerd, so like you're kind of interesting, like, and then the weird kind of like.
Is the ship docked? Out of curiosity.
It is like full. Like you see, like some of the dock workers kind
I'm
of like
gonna
readying,
hold on to the back of your clothing.
readying to like get to the ship on. You see the ship hands on your ship are like tossing ropes to the dock hands to tie off as they slowly like inch the boat close. Two of the sailors has the like plank to walk down, the gangplank to walk down. Parth kind of starts heading towards the gangplank and goes, "Well, I guess this is goodbye. Good luck to all of you."
But where are you going? Where are you staying?
With figures as intriguing as you, I doubt this is the last we're seeing of you.
Oh, so you want to see more of me? That's so sweet.
Oh God, don't take it that way.
Well,
I
I'm
actually
going to be
do.
staying at the Third Cliff Tavern, which is one of the nicer places in the area, I guess. But there's a few taverns. There's also the Silver Root.
There's another quest marker.
And I'm like, all right, let me add these quest things to my book.
The third one I'd probably say might not be the best place to hang out, but
Ooh, that sounds especially like a quest
bit
marker.
You're not going there.
Well, when was that one, sorry?
oh, it's called the Falling Rook.
Oh, yes, that's definitely where we're going.
And which one were you staying in?
Oh, I'll be at the Third Cliff Tavern. Why? Do you want to join me?
Well, I wanted to know how you did that, like, little moss trick. That felt.
That was pretty cool, in all
Cool.
honesty.
He will like kind of like raise his hand again, and you'll kind of see like vines that like I said, the vines go from like his left leg all across his body. Will kind of like grow around his hand, and then like flowers will sprout out.
That
He
feels
goes,
cool.
It's just a trick I know, bestowed upon me by a deity or so.
I'm just gonna shape water and flick, like, water onto the plants.
They immediately catch on fire. I'm joking. No.
I'm not gonna
you
stare at my hand in confusion.
you flick water onto the plants. The flowers are wet. No.
Plants need water, right?
You can't just go around making people wet.
And at this point, the gangplank is put down, and Parth kind of like bows deeply to all of you.
I'm still gripping tightly at the back of like your
I'm
clothing.
not going anywhere.
It's like
It's
this-
fine.
Scruff of your neck.
Still, I don't care. I'm just not letting you.
Yeah.
I
So
wish that we had, like, those backpacks that they have for little kids that have the lead on them.
Oh, my nephew has one of those.
Are you sure you just don't want a leash?
Oh no,
Those
you
hurt
take
I could
it
get into
sexually.
Well, but that also will hurt your neck. You can do some like really bad damage to your vocal cords. It's actually much better for adults and children if you wear the harness one. That way you can like actually pull your kid without choking them.
Zook
Thank you.
kind of comes over.
It's important.
You see there's like this weird medieval kind of crane of sorts that they're pulling up. That's like
Ugh.
just made of timber, and there's like on a, not a dolly, on a pulley there's like a rope.
On a Dolly Parton.
So they
Oh my God.
open up a Dolly Parton. They open up the cargo hold, kind of the lattice work on the cargo hold, and start like lowering it down to start getting boxes, and you see like the wagon kind of being hoisted up. So Zook comes up and be like, well, if you don't mind helping me to the general store, I can give you all your pay. And
You're not setting up. Is this not a marketplace of sorts? Is it just a store you're transferring to?
I work with a general store in the area, so that way I don't have to specifically sit here at a market.
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
more sense.
that
Are you
makes
planning
sense.
on leaving tonight, or?
I might stay around, gather some stuff for back at the shop, then yeah, I gotta head back to work.
All right.
Do you know what y'all are going to be doing?
Well, I suppose we'll follow you to the general store.
I hope so. It's where I'm going to pay you.
I would hope.
This is in the market, right?
You're on the docks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But this is not the market that Sean Typhid Jr. was at. No, that's at
Okay.
the Capitol.
damn it.
He went to the Capitol.
But did Senior go to this one?
No,
Senior-
we're coming here because wait, is this the place where the people got sick?
Senior was at this one. You do not know if this is a place where people got sick, but Senior had come down to this
That's
market.
why I was like, that's what we were coming here to check out. Was Senior was here. All right, that's all. Oh, we're probably gonna go check out where a dead man hung out. So
That makes sense.
Right. That sounds. I mean, there is a graveyard around here, I guess.
No,
Oh,
do you
not
know
that kind.
where?
Oh.
Do you know that like farmer? What was his name? Not Typhoid. Sean Typhoid. Where he liked to hang out.
Well, he often stayed at the Third Cliff Tavern. And,
I believe that makes it 2 NPC markers that put us there.
And he had a little stall he'd sit up in every once in a while if they had enough crop to bring down.
That's good to know. Thank you. I believe we've completed an objective as part of our quest.
I don't know.
At least now we
If
know where
I
to go.
give you money, will you stop talking about quests?
I mean, yes.
Right. So they finally kind of like get like you hear like, oh yeah, bit over, left. And you kind of realize they like have kind of gotten the wagon down onto the docks.
Is that my boy's voice?
Your boy?
Is that Baxter?
Oh, that ended up being a little Baxter.
It's like, hey, I know that voice.
Make a perception check for me real quick.
Oh boy.
Is it 3 blue kobolds?
So help me God, if it's 3 blue kobolds coordinating this goddamn box.
Perception, you said? That's an 18.
Okay. You kind of look over to where you see the sound. And you realize there's like one guy on the docks that like is nowhere near the crane, but is like making the same motions. Like you can kind of tell he's obviously trying to just not do any hard work. It is actually a centaur.
Aw.
Okay, so it's 5 blue kobolds in a centaur outfit.
Yeah, they have a dragon tail. It's wild, man. But yeah, so it's like a centaur, and it kind of obviously looks like he's trying to not do hard work, but try and sound like he's working. So he's literally, yeah, bring it down. Yeah, bring it down. All right. So.
And there is a goose on his back.
There is, in fact, a Canadian goose hanging out on their back. It is silver.
Jeff spelled Geoff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
His name is actually Greg the goose.
He's Jeff, but he goes by Jeffrey. He has his like full name.
He is a fan. Anyways, this is why we have faff time built in now.
This is why we're on episode 5 and like nothing has happened.
Wow, thanks. I think lots has happened. You guys haven't picked up. God
like,
damn
we are very slow at our story progression.
Kill Hectic's character.
Good to
Okay.
know. But yeah, is there anything else? Do you have any other information before we went on a tangent? Was there any more information about the market stall?
You're looking for quest information.
I need
Excellent.
you to.
Well,
it feels.
I mean,
just rude in general to say it to people's faces.
Cobra
Sean would come down maybe twice a season, twice a year. I mean, set up a little stall with his wagon. He seemed to do all right, I guess. Didn't talk to him much. Didn't quite like to. Honestly, he's quite an ass.
Sounds like our kind of people. Well, is there anything else you can tell us? Like, perhaps where he would go afterwards, if he would see anyone, if he was interested in getting entirely drunk, any type of behaviors?
Well, he wasn't much of a, I mean, he had some drinks, but never seemed like too much of a drinker. I can't say I've really hung out with him.
Any enemies?
That's not you. Other enemies.
I wouldn't call myself an enemy, just he's not very polite company, and I didn't choose to keep his company. That'd probably be a question for in the market. I don't,
That makes sense. I'm just getting all of our bases here.
I didn't really, I often didn't come down same time he did. See, I don't have to wait for plants to grow. I can just kind of bring stuff down every about 2 months or so to make.
Are we walking and talking? I assume we're walking and talking.
Oh yeah, you guys have kind of gotten off the boat. You had to wait for a moment for them to like bring horses to the wagon.
I have a question.
And
it feels a little rude. But
okay.
is the centaur helping drag a carriage?
the centaurs to not help. He's still like kind of down
Sir,
there.
come on.
Like he does not
Sure.
want to do work. This is not
Bruh.
based off of stuff I did in college or anything. Avoiding work.
I mean, I get it, but also you could like really just like hit your car. All right, it's fine.
it's hard work, man.
I know, but you got the whole horse half. It could be real cool.
So they pull up like 2 horses. They like load up the cart. You guys just kind of start going. So I mean, it is a fairly large. I mean, it's not like Chicago large city, but I mean, it is a larger town than what you're in. It's also, I mean, it's larger than Windsor. That was a pretty decent size. So you kind of go along the streets as you do hear like there's like bells ringing and people are like going back and forth. You see one guy kind of stay in the middle of the street like, shong 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 shong, hey me, issue at Border Grows, is tough messes armies at the bridges, roads, and docks. And he kind of like continues like walking a little farther, and you hear the bell. I actually have a bell next to me. I could just ring it.
Please don't.
And then you have like, a little farther down, you hear like another like, infernal creatures bring terror to the land. Keepers say the Eternals are displeased. Just like a sort of town criers that like the other areas did not really have. You finally make it to a pretty nondescript stone building. You do notice that despite what the
My best
Vinzor,
description.
yeah. DM's description, they don't describe how like Windsor and Hayfield had more like wood-based buildings. They're closer to forest. These buildings are much more made of stones, a little bit of timber, but a big
real
stone
roofs.
building has like a couple like buildings behind it. Zook pulls up to it and kind of is like, well, if you don't mind, you can wait here for a moment. I'm gonna go get some people to help unload this place. Also, there's a cat.
Look at the tabaxi.
Doesn't this town have? Well, a lot of medieval towns should have had more cats to get rid of the rats. So
Yeah.
So Zoo kind of goes in.
Keeps the
There
going.
is a like hanging sign over the door that says Gearscape, and just kind of has like a backpack with like a very not very detail heavy backpack looking blob next to a campfire. Yeah, it's Gearscape.
I really want to go inside that store now.
We've
You are
The-
welcome to. If you want.
the three
I
of
will
us
not
we've
stop you.
never really took some time to talk. Out of curiosity, were either of you doing anything important before you arrived here?
I'd consider my content kind of important. It is my
Were
source
you
of
in the
income.
middle of your content when it happened?
No, it was just after a really rough shoot day, so...
And you, SpongeBob?
No. Call him by his formal title. Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
They're
Correct.
all. I guess that is better. I had just
Dr.
finished
Bob.
up a 57-hour shift in the ER and kind of just fell asleep in my house.
Shit, so you went from a 57-hour shift straight to this place?
That's why I kept saying I think this is a dream or that I'm going insane. I wasn't. It kind of made sense given that I didn't sleep for multiple time.
You need sleep, please?
That's usually the standard for ER doctors is around a 60-hour shift sometimes,
Oh my
depending on how
God.
bad things get. And I work in New York, so it's not great.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
It's never good.
I was in the middle of a very similar situation. I had just been fired from my job, so I started playing 40 hours straight of video games.
Yeah. That's
Fair enough,
that's
that
valid.
is...
I mean, you have the time now.
That is true.
I
But
mean,
do you have the money?
that's...
But you could take
I
like a
don't
day
think we
off.
have to anymore. I'm pretty sure we're... Look, I know it doesn't seem to be a game to either of you, but I'm fairly sure this is a game.
Okay, but I
No.
wasn't playing a game when I fell asleep, so... And my computer was broken, so
that
I
shit
don't know how
doesn't
I got
feel-
into it.
That shit doesn't feel like something that would happen after you fall asleep.
Do you really think a society like this would exist for this long without at least attempting to get to space?
If you have
With
magic,
these type of
yeah.
powers?
I mean,
They could use these powers to get to space.
Also,
you
we
could
They
have
would have
people in
found us by
space.
now.
Have you asked anyone if they've gone to space? We could be
Yeah,
in
you
like
haven't really asked, not to my
I
knowledge.
guess I haven't asked, but you would think it would be better than
also
straw roofs
as
and,
an
mean-
and
aside,
nondescript
we
gray
could be in
buildings.
like a John Carter situation where
Also, think about it.
it is just a different place. Like how they had that whole planet. We don't talk about the first part of John Carter, but the second part where he's on a different planet, he's on Mars. They had like tribal society and like thatched roofs, but some of it was
Don't
sci-fi.
know what face the DM is making.
But also, can I just think about it? If we didn't have, like, rich billionaire assholes all over the place flaunting, I'm gonna take us to space, I'm gonna take us to space, with, like, the amount of news media outlets that we have in our world, even if people did go to space, you think that's something that would be readily available here?
To be fair, the only reason it was public that we went to space and the moon is because we said fuck you to Russia. So
True.
Wait,
and then
it was America who landed first in your world?
I can see your smirk. I don't know what you're trying.
Don't do that to me.
Also,
What do you mean, comrades? It was surely everywhere is Russia now.
So at this point, Zoo
Mhm.
comes back out and, well,
this is what I mean by nothing's happened.
I got a few people here that are gonna help unload, so I guess this sounds like it might be goodbye for us.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
too bad. We were really getting to enjoy each other's company.
Well, I mean, if y'all don't stay together, you're welcome to come back with one of y'all can come back with me, or all of you can come back with me if you want. It's your choice, but I'll be
Wait,
on
how
the
much
fair.
Paid.
We might go eventually.
All
Just,
right.
one favor from me, if you could.
All right.
Just
As long as
give
it doesn't
Chester
dip into
more
our-
oats. That's what
Oh.
he really wanted.
It's gotta do
I
more
can do
exercise.
that, I suppose.
Yeah. You can, push him around for a little more exercise, but give him more rewards for it.
Chester
Seemed
kind
like a
of
pretty
like
nice horse.
wings their head around and like not meanfully nips, but like nips at the edge of like your elbow as like a thank you.
He did a little horse thing where they
I'm
like
just
have their
gonna
lips.
pet the baby.
The other one just looks at you like,
Hey, Patty, you didn't tell me there was anything you wanted.
and then just kind of goes back to eating the like random bits of grass that grows along buildings and stuff.
Rip Patty.
Hold
So
up, let me see. Hold on. I can do
Zoo,
speak with animals at will, so I'm just gonna. Oh wait, that's fucking 10 minutes to do it. So no, I can't do it.
so Zook pulls out their like coin bag, and each of you get 5 gold pieces.
Hey.
Add that
Yeah.
to your.
Nobody hears that.
Hey, what's that noise?
It is in fact the deity coming down. So coming down from the sky,
There's some
you see
ball-
the
It still works in this
ethereal
world.
glow.
It's the
that's
Nokia
actually-
ringtone.
You actually just see a bard walking down that has a like bell thing set up around them, and is like playing the
It's like a
chimes.
one-man band, but just
Yeah.
like
I love
Just
it.
chimes, like this giant chime set in front of them. So Zoo kind of like, well, I mean, I'll be at the Silver Root if you need me. I mean, it's not the greatest place in town, but it's not bad.
I mean,
Okay.
to be fair, I've heard that it's at least better than the Falling Rook.
That it is. The Fallen Rook is pretty dicey on a good day.
Mm.
So,
Is it like get stabbed in the middle of a bar dicey, or like a drinks are way too expensive dicey?
Or like drinks are not good.
it's probably a mix of you might get stabbed in the back if you're not looking, mixed with the drinks aren't that great.
Are
Okay.
they at least cheap?
That's probably why they're not great.
They're probably like, heavily fucked. Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you for telling me
Thank you.
information.
I'll be here for probably about 3 days before I head back. So if you need anything, just ask for me there.
Alright.
But
Do be
you-
careful on the way back about those guys that kind of just popped up on the ship.
Yeah, Gotta tell you, the roads are pretty bad these days. Used to not be like that, but it's true that the town crier was saying there's been a lot more, I don't know, demonic, infernal beasties kind of popping up everywhere. So,
Alright.
Wait, did I miss exposition while I was away getting food?
yes, you did.
This is
You
what
found out
happens
everything. Everything.
Just
The
that
whole thing has
the-
been discovered.
Listen, this is what happens when you
Silver
skip the
root.
dialogue back quick and you just kind of hit the fast forward button. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm guilty.
I mean, you just found out that Zug is staying at the Silver Root.
Which is known for bar fights and bad drinks.
No,
that's the Fallen Rook.
that's a
Oh,
falling rook.
Fallen Rook, sorry.
So
All
the
right.
Silver
He'll be here
Root
for 3 days.
is a kind of an east town of Foreign Foss. So if you just found yourself in the market, which is the direct middle, head east. That's East Town.
Right.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. You see, there's like 3 hefty-looking dwarves that come out. All of them have these long braided beards. Like one's a red, one's like has a black beard but completely bald on top. One is like very silvery, and they like start grabbing like hefting these like boxes almost by themselves. Like they're
You all
Pretty
just
hardy.
hear me start whistling hi-ho under my breath.
Oh, if I hear that, it's come on. Come on.
Come on. You expect me not to?
Yeah.
I mean,
a
even
little
I'm
bit.
not that inconsiderate.
Not.
Dude, they're really... You are!
Yes,
You kidding?
entirely.
Also, wouldn't it make more sense if they were mining?
It could be
They're doing
minus.
work.
they're minding their own business.
Oh.
Oh,
That's the show.
that's the show. Thanks,
Boom.
guys.
We'll see y'all
Thanks,
later.
guys.
All right. Let
See
me
you tomorrow.
let me put us in the
Uh,
post.
What would you guys like to do now?
Just
For
more
those
general
first
pop
joining us,
fuckery.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
This is 90% of the game.
For those just joining us, welcome to what the rest of the stream is. It's all like this.
I'm a terrible DM. Shenanigans.
All right.
Sounds
Well,
great.
Where you guys going? What you want to do?
where did we want to stay for tonight? The expensive one where our other friend is staying?
Well, we have to go there to talk to somebody at least and ask about
Yeah, because
Typhid Senior.
Yeah, Typhoid Senior. Yeah.
I'm so certain that it's just like a typhoid marriage situation.
Well, that's exactly the situation and why this is very much reminiscent of a game. But it doesn't matter. No one listens to me.
What? Okay, but in a world with magic where you can heal people, how has no one learned wash your fucking hands?
True. Oh,
Have
maybe
we seen
there's, like-
anyone washing their hands?
I mean, you are not with people all the time, so
Fair enough.
no.
But have we seen anyone, at least in the tavern was open, we could see in the back. Did we see anyone wash their hands before making us food?
You were not paying attention to what was going on in the back,
That's fair.
so
Yeah.
So help me God, if these
That's
people
wonderful.
have goddamn magic but don't know to wash their hands,
Hold
I'm gonna
on.
have a fit.
Hey, Luke, you want to think about something real bad?
I'm gonna eat soap.
This world could have the same implications as the whole thing in the Harry Potter series. How
no,
they,
don't
they
do
just
this. No,
vanish
Shut-
'em, poop 'em,
we don't listen to TERFs. No.
vanish 'em,
Is that
poop 'em.
written by some... Did they ever figure out who wrote that book?
No, yeah, I don't really know who.
Actually,
I think
Hatsune
Hatsune
Miku.
Miku. Yep.
all right. So, what are you guys doing?
Um,
Fucking no.
Do you want to head to the
yeah,
tavern? Do you want to head to the market?
Yeah, so we can either
one.
go
Or
to the
head to
tavern
the
or the
third
market
cliff.
and start asking questions. We've got 3 quest markers.
Okay. That's what. Which one are you gonna head to? Also, which
By
tavern
the-
do you want to head to?
Third cliff, probably.
Yes, that tavern.
The
Yep.
Third Cliff Tavern. Okay.
Mhm.
Someone make one of y'all make me a survival check. See if you can find it.
What's the
'Cause
highest
you did
wisdom?
not get directions to this one.
I mean,
If I were to say on a scale of 1 to 10, I have a 4.
I also have a 4.
4. So wisdom
Okay, so we're
party.
fine on survival checks.
All right,
Cool.
anybody
Okay.
go.
Who's gonna go?
So someone roll it.
Who's feeling hot tonight?
Me.
Mainly because I
do.
rolled it and got in that 20, which is why I was saying I feel hot tonight.
Awesome.
I rolled it with my blood dice.
Blood for the blood dice.
So you start like heading, like you just kind of like look around, and Luke, you go, this looks like a more busier area. So you start heading down, and you kind of start seeing the buildings tend to start to look a bit nicer, where other ones are very kind of rough-hewn stones. These seem to be not quite brickish, but more brick-like. They tend to have a bit more colorful draperies and stuff in the if they, actually they have windows, like glass windows, not just like holes in the side of the walls.
Good God, that sounds like great.
So you get nicer. You finally do see a very like 3-story building with this red roof and a sign that is just, it doesn't have a picture, it just says the third cliff.
What do you think are the other two?
He told us the names of them. They're the Silver Root. No. Oh, you mean the other 2 cliffs?
Yes, where do you think they are?
Dude.
If this is the third one, there has to be 2 more. That implies there's 2 more and possibly a 4th one. Let's go find out.
So you head inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stepping inside, well, a lot of the other taverns you've been in have been very almost bare bones.
No.
Slap hand over your mouth.
Bare bones, just like basic needs of like tables, chairs, all that jazz. This one, I mean, it is very nice. It's pretty swanky. You see that the bartender, where other ones have just been in like, usually stained linen tunics and stuff, this one seems to be almost in like dress robes of sorts, like a very nice robe.
Poor.
The tables have linen draped with like kind of nice plush chairs. There seems to be a bit more like almost booth like sitting areas. So you see about 10 tables down there and like a big L-shaped bar with some like nice cushy bar stools there. There, I'd say like 4 tables are taken. Various people drinking from glassware, not the usual mismatched pottery base, so like actual glassware. Like you see a set of elves, they're like, oh, Reginald, that was quite funny.
There's a Reginald.
There's always a Reginald in these places.
They're rich.
Todd, are you in
At
here?
least we don't have a Todd. Oh,
Todd.
we have a Todd.
The bartender's like, I'm Todd, how can I help you?
I don't want to be here anymore.
Good.
I'm gonna
That's
instantly put my hand over Reyes' mouth.
Again, I'm wearing a mask, and underneath this mask is a second mask. What do you think you're accomplishing by putting your hand over my mouth?
I don't know.
I mean, I had put my hand over your mouth, and I was just slowly seeping water onto it, and that felt like it was more uncomfortable for you. It was just going, it's wet now.
I mean, it's like porcelain. You're not gonna get...
Oh, it's porcelain? Damn. Water shouldn't go in porcelain. It'll break.
Yeah.
So Todd, the bartender, is now looking at all of you very curiously. We thought
it was different Todd. It was different Todd, but we are still interested in speaking with you.
Right.
Sorry.
Are you all in the right place?
Yes. We would like one of your rooms.
Right.
How much are rooms?
Well,
Can't afford it.
the rooms are 2 gold a night.
Oh, that's fine.
How long do you plan on staying?
All right. How many beds are in your room?
1.
They don't.
You only have 1 bed in your room. Are they big enough for 3 people to sleep on comfortably?
If you want one of those rooms, you'd have to pay 3 gold for it.
Oh, one of
For
those
the
rooms.
bigger bed.
Good. Who's paying?
If it's 3 gold for 3 of us, how about we all just chip in a gold apiece per night?
Oh, but I didn't ask that question, and you said you would handle it if I didn't ask that question.
I will pay for it. I also had a quick question about a previous tenant here, and I'm just gonna open up my coin patch and go. These are the gold ones, right? Here you go.
Yeah.
I don't. Money doesn't matter to me.
We're new to currency.
Apparently. He'll take your gold. And who were you looking for? What previous tenant?
Typhid Senior. Sean Typhid.
Oh, Master Typhid. Yes, he comes here twice a year, but he is very much the good patron.
Actually, curiosity, could we stay in the same room as he?
Let me see if it's available. And you see he kind of goes over and he pulls out, like, from underneath the counter, pulls out this big leather-bound book.
I'm gonna lean over to Luke. I will bet you 1 gold here and now. Parth is in that fucking room.
I don't want to make that bet. I'm gonna lose it.
So he kind of like flips a couple of pages, flips forward and then flips back, checks, flips forward and checks again. It looks like it is open.
Oh, that's good.
Damn, you should have taken my bet.
How much is that room?
That room is 5 gold a night.
I'll put into 2 pieces. It's fine.
All right.
Very well. How long do you plan on staying with us?
Just the night right now. Please leave that available in case we decide to change our mind in the morning.
Very well. So he pulls out a like brass key that's on a like little wooden tab, and it says 314 on the thing. Top floor. It is the corner room. If you need anything, don't be afraid to ask. Do you need anything else before you go up there, if you plan on going up?
How much is a drink?
Well, what do you want to drink?
I don't know. Something. I don't mean to sound cheap, but I'm on a little bit of a budget, but something good that won't break my bank, because I am a very...
We have... He kind of like gestures to this like dusty looking like pottery jug. He's like, we have that. It's eight. What did my thing say? 8 silver pieces.
One moment, please. And I'm pulling Harmonia aside. You sleep in the castles, drink in the streets.
What?
You don't drink in the expensive places. They overcharge you and water everything down. That's how this works.
I mean...
They don't have to impress you because you're already staying here to sleep.
True, but
if you want to go and drink, we go to the place where they go and beat the shit out of each other.
I want to feel fancy.
All right.
Alright, fine. We'll go drink at the...
No, get your drink here. Get this drink, and then we'll go and get another drink.
No, you've convinced me. I'm doing this sheerly out of spite now.
I mean,
do you want the drink or not?
No, thank you. I'm sorry.
Very well.
There was another guest. What room are they staying in? I believe their name's Parth.
They're not just
I don't know if that's a... Well, if there was a confidentiality thing by now, you wouldn't have told us where Typhid used to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Typhid isn't here currently. It's different if it's a current guest.
Yeah.
So he kind of goes to his book, flips the page, moves his finger out. I'm sorry to say this, there's no one by that name here.
That's fair.
Okay.
Well,
Did
thank you for your time.
On his arms come in.
He'll kind of sit there and look at all of you for a moment.
We met him earlier, and I was supposed to give him something back, and I didn't know where he went. He just said he was here.
Yeah, he said he would buy me a drink. You know, white hair, red tips.
I can't say I've seen anyone here by that description, but the day is still fairly young.
Oh, so the NPC lied to us. Isn't that great? Not this one. You're not a liar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're supposed to help me with my magic. Okay. That's great.
You kind of see like Todd is like slowly inching away from your group because it's very obvious.
Have a good day, Todd.
I'm just gonna put a silver on the table.
He quickly comes back and takes it, looks at you judgingly, and walks away.
I know, I'm
officially.
like, the cheapest tip, and go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Right. So
Fuck
let's
you,
go and
Todd.
check out that room first, and then we should head over and get
Yeah.
drunk at that other place.
Yeah. Sounds about right to me.
Probably the silver root, because the Falling Rook seems like the worst alcohol place.
That's where you get the best alcohol because they don't care.
So you guys start heading up these like
But
very
if that happens,
I'm
someone's
gonna
gonna
go-
keep me from fighting.
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
very nice grand staircases. There's like painted portraits along the walls. You get up to room 314, which is a corner room. You open up the door, and stepping in, I mean, this place is like plush. There's this like grand window with a balcony on the outside. It's like a 4-poster bed that's pretty wide. Like all 3 you could probably fit in it. You might have to snuggle a little bit, but all 3 could probably fit in it. Like there's like ornate furniture, like a writing desk that has like it looks like silver inlay on it, doing kind of like assorted like flowery general leaf designs, like stuff like that has.
I'm gonna head over to the desk and start looking it over to see if there's any like secret compartments or anything in it.
Oh, god damn it, I don't know.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
God damn it! What'd I do?
No, I can't detect magic.
22.
And I'm not a
22?
wizard, so I can't even ritual cast it.
Dorian manifests and just casts it for us.
Okay, so you got 22. What are the other 2 doing?
I mean, I guess I'll start looking around.
I'm just gonna
Is there
flop
a
down on
window in
that
this
bed.
room?
There's a big window that leads out to a balcony.
I'm going to check out the balcony and see if there are any, like, just anything there.
Okay, make an investigation check for me. You just flop on the bed, Harmonia.
I'm flopping on the bed and I'm just kind of like lazily checking through everything. Like there's gonna be some miraculous thing on the bed that's gonna help us.
Okay, make an investigation check for me there.
I'm basically playing the non-Baxter role where I look like I'm helping.
Perfect. I love it. Non-Baxter roll. For you there, Reyes, you are kind of like opening up the drawers. In the drawers, you see there's like just like blank parchment in there.
Is there a Bible?
There is a book that is entitled Growth of the Future. And if you want to open it, I can tell you kind of what, but it's called Growth of the Future.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave the book for last. What else did I see?
Okay. I mean, the rest of the drawers seem pretty empty. Like, you know, it's a hotel.
Do I feel anything on the top of the... Okay.
You like search the drawer. There's don't see something like you don't feel any like hidden compartments or anything. You kind of get down, you look under. While you're looking under, you see along like the edge, kind of where it's against the wall, there seems to be like a blackened mark that the desk is partially hiding on like behind the desk portion.
Harmonia, are you busy right now?
With a nat 1 on my investigation, I'm just flopping around on those pillows.
Harmonia, this bed, you've been sleeping here for like 4 nights now. The 2 taverns you did stay in, the beds were pretty much non-existent. It was like sleeping on a bag of hay because they pretty much probably were a bag of hay. This bed is feathery and light, and oh my god, there's a spider crawling behind Izzy.
Is there?
Yes, there was.
Nice.
Let
me go look.
It was back on the wall.
There
It was crawling down.
Dead.
Thank you. It's a gorgeous bed. Like you just kind of like for a moment, all your muscles just relax. Like
It's just like my bed at home. But like even
Influencer. I need your strength here. Come on.
What? Oh, great. Okay, let me get up.
Can you help me move this desk? There's some kind of scuffing behind the table that's suspicious.
Okay. But also, before I do anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do myself a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Luke couldn't do it, so I'm just gonna kind of squint at this thing, and then I realized that I do have detect magic for Volk stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use that.
Yeah, so you like start heading over towards the desk, and you're like looking at it, and you kind of squint because your eyes kind of feel like they start like getting like almost as you have sand in your eye, and you blink, and when you blink back, you see that like you can see there is some magic, like weird glowing around the room. Like you can see there's some like runes on kind of the bed frame that you don't know what they are because you don't really know magic. You like look over and you see there's like kind of a glow around Luke. You see that there is kind of a glow around Reyes, and there is a glow behind the desk.
What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Because I don't think I've ever used detect magic before.
You have never used
All right.
it before.
Well, can you stay calm? For your eyes, are they different color?
Yeah, looking at them, their eyes, which what normally are your eye colors? Your eye color there, Harmonia? I believe they're blue eyes.
I
Brown
believe
eyes?
they're blue.
Blue.
Blue Eyes White
So
Dragon.
looking at the, in fact, they just turn into Blue Eyes White Dragon. Normally, where their eyes are blue, they seem to almost have a like teal tint to them now, like a glowing teal tint.
Yeah, they were blue gray.
Yeah, so they seem to have a weird like glowing tint, teal look.
All right. Your eyes are a different color right now. I suspect you're probably activating some kind of spell you're not used to.
That's probably.
So, what you're probably seeing is magic, I assume. Do not be alarmed.
I point to Luke and Reyes. Glow, glow, glow. I point to the bed frame. I point to the generalization of the room, and then I point to behind the desk.
All right. Okay. So help me move this desk.
If I blink, is it gone?
How long does your detect magic work?
10 minutes, I think.
Oh fuck! It's 10 minutes. Great.
You just vibe with magical sight for a while.
I mean, you blink and like your eyes almost adjust to like before they're kind of like glaring bright bits of magic.
It is
but like
concentration, so if you decide to just stop, you can.
yeah, if you decide to dismiss it, you can.
I do not know how to dismiss it, so I'm not going to do that yet.
Yeah. So I mean, you like kind of get used to it, but yeah, you still see the glow of things.
Okay, what was I doing? Moving the
I
desk?
need you to help me move this desk, please. Thank you.
Alright. I'm just gonna settle up next to it and start pushing.
Make a strength check for me. It's a pretty hefty desk. If Reyes helps, you can have advantage.
Yeah, we were both doing that, I think.
Yeah, so either one of you can roll with advantage.
Are we
or
not both
can roll.
rolling? Okay.
If
I
one
rolled
of you...
I rolled a direct 14, so I guess
Okay.
I'll keep it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for me. Regular straight roll.
Beautiful. Strength?
Yeah.
21.
Awesome. So you guys easily I mean, Reyes, you start pushing it and it like it moves a little bit, but then Harmonia comes up and just like pushes it.
Let me show you how it's done.
And
Doing the
slowly,
thing when they move furniture, where just one person is clearly doing all of the work.
exactly.
And
so
this is why I requested you.
After it gets pulled, after it gets pushed, I just kind of.
Yeah, you pushed that. You pushed it like a champ. So yeah, so
normally
looking,
Maybe not picking it up. I don't want to scuff the
muscular.
floors.
you guys can pick it. Do you want to pick it up instead of
Picking it
Yeah,
up.
sure.
Yeah,
and
so you guys pick it,
putting
you
it
kind of
down.
like move it away. It is so quite obvious that like Harmonia is doing most of the picking up and moving.
Yes, that's what I expect.
It's now like
Left,
in a
no,
weird like
okay,
V
no,
shape.
right, go back a little.
I,
Left.
Thank
So
you.
we're
looking,
moving this out of the way. It doesn't need to be a precise placement.
down at the wall, you do see that kind of hidden beneath where the desk was, there are 3 black lines that seem
Not-
almost carved into the wall.
Not to be bossy, Harmonia, but you said that there were some kind of runes or symbols in the bed.
Yeah, the bed frame.
Could you try drawing those, because we can't see them?
Do I have paper?
There's
I open my bag of
There's
wizard
paper
things.
inside of the desk, and I open the.
Okay. All right, let me do that then. I'm going
Make
to attempt to trace
make
it.
a.
Clear.
This would probably be a performance check to see if you can.
And while that's happening, I'm gonna. Is there anything? So the wall, there's 3 black scuffs. He said.
3 black lines that kind of like go
Do they connect?
down. Nope, they're 3 separate black lines, almost like a claw mark. If you want, you can make a history check for me.
There, a 15.
15, okay. You know, you kind of do a lot of like, you kind of look at the bed, and they're a little wibbly wobbly, but you still do a pretty good job drawing the runes that you kind of see on the bed, like around the frame, not on the mattress, but like along the bed frame.
For my history check, I rolled a nat 20 for a total
Okay.
of 20.
This looks exactly like the 3 black marks that was on the monster you fought in Hayfield that you found on the neck of the one monster. Had the exact same black marks. And as you're sitting there thinking about it, you think you've seen those somewhere else before. Like, you didn't think about it when you saw it on the monster, but you're sitting there thinking, and you're like, I've seen this before on some building. Some, like, it almost maybe seemed like it was a temple-like building, had, like, a banners with, like, 3 black marks, and traditionally with a skull on the forefront, like a skull and 3 black marks behind it.
Skull and 3 black marks. All right. I will note that to myself for. Well, I'll tell them. Skull and 3 black lines. Remember that for in case we need it.
Okay.
Okay.
And Harmonia, looking at those, that is what was gave you off some magic. It almost seems like a magical, like, almost like magical residue. Like, it's a lot more faded than the other stuff you see around you, but you do see there seems to be kind of like a necromantic fading aura. Like, it's pretty faint at this point, but there's like a necromantic aura coming from it.
That's
Necromantic. Okay, well that goes with the skull and 3 lines.
And it was weird because, like, you didn't know that, but it almost seemed like in your head as you're sitting there, it's just like the thought popped in, like, necromancy.
That's necromancy.
Well, that might be helpful.
How the fuck did I know that that was necromancy?
I suspect that has something to do with the spell you've cast.
I didn't even know I cast a spell. I'm just confused.
Magic is awful and it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah, no shit. But it was also really nice to be able to talk to horses, so I don't mind that bad.
Yeah,
It was fun to talk to horses.
that part's nice.
Sorry.
Well, this has been interesting.
Did I find anything on this balcony? I honestly don't remember what I was doing out here.
Right. You are looking out at the balcony. I mean,
Otherwise I'm
it's
just gonna wander back inside.
kind of like a very nice stone balcony. Looking out, you do see kind of in the distance there. You do see like a giant cleared out area that you'd assume might be the market, since it looks like it might be in the center of this city, this like small townscape.
Okay, but the balcony looks like overlooks. Does it overlook an alley or a way to get to the market?
It overlooks the street
Okay.
that you guys had come on. Like, you look down and you see the kind of familiar street area. But yeah, it doesn't look over an alley or anything.
Oh. All right.
Do you remember what you rolled? For
19.
19.
I rolled 16 plus 3.
Okay. Yeah, nope, that's all. That's kind of see.
And
It's like,
I will look around, see where the alley. Where the balcony leads specifically, and then wander back inside.
and I will say, while you're looking at the bed runes there, Harmonia, like, it's in the, once again, kind of like whisper your head, it's like, enchant. You kind of hear that in the back of your head while looking at the bed runes.
Okay. Is this whole place magic?
I
Do you
mean,
think that there are like other beds that have the same thing?
Were you able to draw those runes?
Yeah, here. And I hand over the note.
What was the roll? Did it end up being good, or?
It was a 15.
15. So they look a little wibbly wobbly, but not horrible. If you want to make a Arcana check, you definitely can. You can make it with advantage since the runes are pretty in good condition.
You better add Arcana checks, Bob.
And Doc Ock, how good are you with Arcana?
Looking out the balcony, another
I don't really understand magic, but like if I had to quantify it with numbers, I'd have a 3.
Better than me.
Then yeah, I will wander over. I will also slap myself in the face. I'll just go, you got this. And doing that's guidance.
Okay.
You
are guided.
I'm guiding myself. I'm just going.
You suddenly feel really bolstered. Like you got this.
I do got this. You know what?
You know what? You do got this, Luke.
I do got this.
Watch you roll and I don't got this.
I was almost a 1.
Oh.
And it rolled over. Not a 1. What is the number next to this? 4, I mean.
Oh.
I can't read.
Numbers are difficult.
18 in total.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 plus 1 plus 3.
You're looking at this, and like you don't know a lot about like magic itself, but you did get a few books from Zalia.
Mm-hmm. I've been reading them when I sleep.
You've been reading them, and
night.
you're kind of looking, and you realize that there are enchantments on the bed. Pretty much, it seems like almost to make the bed sturdier, like hold together a bit more.
Oh, these are sex enchantments. Got it.
I guess you could call them that.
Is it just to make the bed sturdier, or are there like other things?
No, there's kind of like it seems like it's just to make the bed sturdier. There's no self-cleaning ones. Just seems to want to make the wood hardier, like less likely to break or be broken.
So it's sturdier.
It's sturdier.
So I can do something here.
Yes, I'm really scared.
There are runes to make the bed sturdier. I don't know if that means you should jump on it, but
oh, I want to jump on it. It's so flushy and fluff.
Just because these are harder does not mean the under casing is harder.
Yeah, and I don't think they've figured out what box springs are, so maybe don't. Aside though, they might know what memory foam is. They might have just skipped straight to memory foam. But also, don't jump on a memory foam bed. You're gonna break your ankle.
It's not fun.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a hop into flopping back down on the bed.
That you can do.
Yeah, so you hop down with your eyesight still magically kind of see like the runes kind of flare up for a moment as you like jump, because you're a pretty hardy character. So you jump up and the runes seem to like flare for a moment and then go back to kind of the same brightness that they have been since you turned on the spell by accident.
Well, just so we don't make any suspicions in case they decide to come in here clean for some reason, we should probably move this desk back to where it was.
Lay in the bed.
Get up, we still have to go drinking.
True, and I'm gonna get up like right away and start moving.
Imagine being drunk and laying on this bed.
Yep, you easily move the desk back. You don't have to roll or anything.
Let's go.
I'm really scared he's gonna jump at my face.
All right, then let's.
I love
the
let's
only
head dog in you.
I know that you don't want to head to this rough bar, but we should probably head there if we want to get some good drinks.
Watch us catch Parth there. I'm just waiting for him to show up.
I suspect that if he's anywhere, he would be there specifically because he told us it's a bad place to go to, and that's
headbanging in the corner
to tell us that. Yep.
Nox is actually
there's a tabaxi bard rocking out outside.
Yeah, you like step out of your room and there's this like black tabaxi bard who's in this like crazy, very like flamboyantly bright outfit, just like.
Are you sure it's not that cat in that?
Actually, they have a giant pop chart on them, like their outfit looks like a giant pop chart, and they're just running, and there's like rainbows behind them.
Nice. All right.
It's actually just cat jam, the cat jam emoji.
So you guys leave the room?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking for directions to this bar? Or are you just gonna go look
Yes,
for it?
I'll go to Todd. I'm gonna
Oh,
ask.
Todd kind of like sees it's you guys coming.
The minute
He,
that
like,
the minute that I see that Reyes is
Todd,
going to Todd,
so-
I'm just gonna kind of start walking out, just like, okay, Reyes has got this.
I need to.
I
I'm
don't wanna-
interested in getting into a fight. Do you know if there's a place where I can do that?
I'm afraid I don't tend to frequent places like that.
I mean, you must have heard somewhere that people where the ruffians would go.
Apparently they come here now. You could go to the Wallows, which is the less favorable side of the city.
What was the one that we were the bad one?
The Falling Rook.
The Falling Rook.
Have you heard anything about the Falling Rook?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is it rough? Is that a good place to go and knock someone's head?
Probably, actually. I guess if you really are into that kind of thing, that place would be the place you could go to. Just don't be surprised
I'm in one of those
if you end up with
moods,
a knife in the gut.
and I'd rather not do any damage to your room, so instead I'd rather go punch someone somewhere else.
And I appreciate that.
Because you have beautiful rooms. Just lovely rooms.
He kind of looks at you very suspiciously for a moment to see
From
if
the
you're just
doorway,
being
just
an asshole.
kiss
No, I'm
ass.
being honest. They have lovely rooms.
I'm
Yes.
So
the-
give me
listening in.
directions to there so I can go get some energy out.
Fine. So you're going to turn right out of here. You find yourself in the market and then start heading south.
All right, thank you. And I will put a whole gold coin down. And then
Once he sees that you put a gold, he's like, "You are very welcome. Please be back soon." And takes
I
the
will
gold,
head out.
pockets it, and then like walks away and immediately starts ignoring you again.
Disgusting.
Mhm.
Also, don't pretend like you rich people don't go watch poor people fight for money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I know rich
No
people.
one rolled an inception check, so you don't know if that's what Todd did. Todd might be an underground fighter. You don't know his life.
Listen, Todd facilitates the rich people like Reginald to go like, oh, I want to watch the poor people fight for scraps.
Oh yeah, as you're walking out, you hear once again, "Oh, Reginald, you're incorrigible!" Oh!
I'm gonna shoot Reginald.
I just
Where
on.
is he? I'm taking his
anything
money.
I can do.
Original is this like stuffy-looking elf, with a very clean-shaven face, like very like square-cut hair, who's like, "Oh, yes, Talia, thank you."
Oh, and Talia?
And you know
I
he
knew
kind of has
someone
like
named
his.
Talia in high school. She was really
I do
chill.
too. And you know you kind of tell
Did
you
you
like
know
as he's
Reginald?
drinking his wine, he kind of has his pinky slightly out while drinking his wine, like, "Oh, you flatter me, darling."
Do I see a bottle of wine on their table?
There is a bottle of wine on their table.
Can I just, looking at their table, do a quick bloop, and
Make a
cast
sleight of-
purify food and drink?
Make a sleight of hand check for me, see if you can get away without being caught casting a spell at them.
Doesn't that affect like a whole area?
Yeah, so all their, it's 5
So
feet.
this whole place.
No, it's 5 feet, so it'll be them and their table.
God.
All their alcohol? Nothing.
Non-alcoholic.
Stealth, you say? Or sleight of hand? They're the
Sleight of
same.
hand.
What's a 10?
Okay. You cast this spell.
And then I'm leaving.
I was already on my way out. I'm not involved in this.
Oh yeah, I was already at that doorway when Reyes
So
was
you
talking
see
to Todd.
Talia is kind of like, "Oh, what was that? Did you see that? I think some water flew at me." And Talia, who is this like other elf woman with like super silvery blonde hair, and like both are
Karen cut.
yes, she has a legit Karen.
I'm staring at it in confusion, like, how'd you get to this stage in Fantasyland?
Big sunglasses. Maybe we should talk to the manager about this.
Go talk to Todd about it,
Go talk to Todd.
dude.
Their entire bottle. I was
So
focusing
you head
on the
out.
bottle.
You follow the directions. You do find yourself in the market, which is a very bustling place because it's like mid-afternoon right now. Very bustling area. There's stalls everywhere. There's people like "Oi, get your fresh fish over here!" Along with like, "Oh yes, hello. Please don't smack me. My cat is looking at me, and I'm really scared."
every voice.
I
Just
saw it
goes,
and I was
"Hang
like,
on."
oh,
It is
not
all
the
like,
sight.
I'm waiting for the old man.
I'm waiting for the old man, like,
Ready for the
"Oh,
1-2.
get your fine coats here. I promise the top quality."
Is there a man with cabbages?
Is there a man with what?
Cabbages.
There is a man selling some vegetables and stuff. Yeah. You kind of see well-bit man. He's got like a little gray goatee, like a little linen cap on, wearing kind of like browns.
I mean, I'm just gonna look over at him. Go.
I'm gonna lean over to Luke and go, my cabbages.
I want to break his cart so bad.
For copyright
for the
reasons, you will not yell my cabbages.
Do it without being seen.
I'm not. We can't do that. But I am gonna look around. Goes through my notes. Did we see? Did Zook tell us where Typhid Senior's stall was?
Just told you usually set up a stall in the market.
But not where it
If
was.
you'd like, you can do a perception. You all can do a perception check if you'd like. I mean, this place almost seems like a maze of stalls and like setups. Like some look permanent, some look temporary.
I don't know anything.
Well, that was a nat 19, so that's a total of 21.
Okay, so we got a 21.
Got a 6.
We got a nothing. And what about you, Reyes? I know you're chewing.
That was nothing.
Okay.
Oh.
So you two, I mean, this is really overwhelming. There's a lot going on. I mean, Luke, you get a little homesick because this is very kind of reminiscent of like New York bustling, like people everywhere, just like coming in and out of areas. You see like a very weird tent that has like smoke almost seem to like be like wafting out of it, like this perfumed smoke wafting out of it.
You see a
You on the other
bodega cat, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you see there's like cats, a bunch of cats sitting at random ones, and like they're in boxes and stuff. You're like, oh, that looks like home. You, on the other hand, Harmonia, you're looking around, and you guys are kind of like I said, it's very like winding, almost maze-like. I mean, think like Ren Fair, where there's like 1,000 different directions you can go, and
Harmonia has definitely been to those.
of course, Harmonia has.
Mostly for photo shoots, but at the same time, she's also like a low-key nerd.
Totally. So you do see there seems to be one place that like is oddly empty. That like it's between like two kind of more cart stalls. There's like area that looks more like carts, like temporary setups are. There's one spot that seems a bit empty. There's like a bit of hay kind of like sitting there, but there's no cart or anything there.
Hold up. Let's take a look over here.
I will also say with a 21, as you're walking through, you think for a moment you catch a glimpse of white hair with red tips, like standing at a stall and then like turning and walking away and heading into a stone building.
On second thought, you search here. I'm gonna go after that. I'm going.
Okay.
Okay, so are you following this white-haired, red-tipped figure?
I'm going.
Okay.
Dude, Parth is just so interesting. I have to.
Okay, so you follow Parth into this stone building. Kind of looking at the building, you do see that there seems to be a lot of plants growing up and along the walls. Like where most people usually stop that, this seems to encourage the growth. There's like mushrooms sitting at the base. Walking inside, despite being like, stone flooring, smells very much of like wet earth and moss. It's a bit dimmer lit here. There is a bunch of pews almost kind of sitting along in a temple-ish area. At the forefront you see Parth talking to a we don't see the person quite yet, but you kind of see there seems like almost to you it looks like a wheelchair, but it seems almost entirely made out of ivy and like natural growth. The wheels are like this beautiful carved wood. I see you talking to someone. Parth seems to be talking to someone at the front Are you stealthing in, or are you just like door kick in? Not door kick, but like you just walking in.
It's not gonna be a good roll, but I'll try and stealth it in.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
It's a 4.
Yeah, so you like opened the doors to follow in, and you kind of used a bit too much of your newly found strength, and the door kind of hits the wall loudly.
Oh.
And you see Parth kind of turn, look over your shoulder, and just kind of smirks. And when he turns, you do see that he's talking to a gnome sitting in this chair. This gnome has like a long graying beard with like long hair pulled up into a ponytail that's in like, honestly, the robes kind of look like what Zalia was wearing. Kind of like these green, like earthy green robes. And Parth just looks and goes, well, seems we've met sooner than I expected. Hello. Funny to find you here in the Temple of Koya.
Hi.
You saw where they went, right?
Yeah, you would have saw, like, you know, Harmonia just like told you guys that they were going that way.
Yeah,
So
I was
to
like, you guys
follow-
actually check this card area out. I'm following this guy.
Yeah, so Harmonia told you to check out the card area, but you are welcome to follow if you want to follow.
I follow with my eyes. Does that go anywhere?
You see them enter a stone building. Looks kind of reminiscent to the one you went into in Hayfield. A lot of
that's
plant growth.
all I was curious about. If they get murdered in there because this is the person that was suspicious of them, that's their fault. 17 for investigation.
Okay. Luke, do you want to roll investigation for me?
Yes, and I was also going to give you guidance before we started investigating, because I can't guide myself anymore. I've done my guiding for the
20.
day.
20? Okay, cool.
I
There's
figured
20.
I could bring it up to like a dirty 20.
Yeah. And you, Luke, my friend?
Let's see if I can roll. I rolled a nat 20, and then the rest of them have just been meh.
Trash.
This is interesting. Isn't Harmonia likely, you know, aren't they suspicious of them?
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
Okay. So they just ran off towards where the person alone.
Yeah, I don't really know what the plan was.
All right.
And this was investigation, right?
Yes.
5.
5. Okay. With your dirty 20, you do see that there, it is an empty area. You find there seems to be some like wilting leaves of, like, there seems to be some wilting lettuce. There's like an ear of corn that's been dried out. Some hay that's kind of like sitting around. Getting down like kind of close, you do see there seems to be some like possible droplets of a now browned substance that's on the ground.
I'm gonna put some of that substance inside of one of my glass vials, my
Okay,
alchemy vials.
So you take. Do you have a dagger on you?
Yeah, I've got many.
Yes, yeah, of course. So you take your dagger, you kind of, because it's like dried onto the stone. So you take your dagger and kind of scrape up some of it and put it into one of your glass vials. Very easy to do. That's kind of what you see in the cart area. You're welcome to talk. There's two people kind of sitting next to you. One seems to be selling like pottery, like cups, bowls, spoons, that kind of stuff. The other one seems to be selling some furs.
I want to see if Harmonia is gonna get murdered, so I'm good for now. What are you doing?
I was gonna say with my 5, I'm like I'm not gonna get anything from looking this around.
You see some decaying food.
Disgusting. I'm instead going to turn to the 2 people next to it. What you said, one sold furs and the other pottery?
Yes.
I will turn to either one and just go, do you know whose stall is usually here?
The pottery one, which is this like burly looking halfling. So you know they have no shoes on.
Buff. But tiny.
They're pretty tiny. They like very kind of like frizzy, like purple hair.
I can't believe this is the polar opposite.
Some tanner skin. He looks and goes, "Yeah, that was Typhon. Real asshole of a guy."
Okay. What?
And you know, looking at the fur, you see the fur is this like I mean, looks like they've been out in the wilderness multiple days, human female. And she's like, I don't know, he wasn't that bad. He was always really nice to me. And, the Potterish is kind of like, yeah, bet he was.
I know, my thought is, was it for bad reasons? Was he nice for bad reasons?
So yeah, do you want to ask him anything else?
Right, do you know when he was last here?
I think, it's gotta be like 2 weeks ago or something. Like, he was here and then he packed up and started back. So yeah, probably like 2 weeks ago since he was last here, I'd say.
That matches up with what Zalia said, right?
Yeah, like knowing how long it took. I mean, because it took about a week to travel from Hayfield to Farnfoss. It took about a week to travel, and then there was like a week of shit going down in Hayfield. So yeah, that matches up just about.
Okay. Look, wait, hang on. Let me make sure this timeline is correct. Okay. Was he like weird or sick when he was here? Do you know if he was like feeling bad?
Oh, I mean, the last day he looked a little sweaty, but like, I don't know that guy's life. He probably wasn't the most healthiest.
Did you see where he frequented?
I mean, he liked to brag all the time that he stayed at the Third Cliff Tavern because he's so rich. But other than that, I didn't give a shit where that guy stayed. I didn't give a shit what that guy did. And the first, like, well, I mean, he said he stayed at the I don't know why she's saying it's Valley Girl, but apparently she's not a Valley Girl saying.
Love the concept of a Valley Girl Ranger. That's insane.
Right? Like, he said he liked invited me to the Third Cliff once. He invited me to some, like, I don't know, it sounded kind of weird, but, like, some weird, like club thing that, like, I don't know. It really kind of spooked me out. He asked me if I wanted to see, like, something wild and weird.
Do you know what it was?
Oh, if only I was there. I could.
Like, I don't know. He said it was somewhere up in, like, the Nice District. Like,
he didn't
said
direct you?
someplace.
He just gave
Not
you
really. He just, like,
impressions?
invited me and was like, oh, it's, like, a secret. So to, like, get in, like, you have to, like, know someone who knows. And he's like, I know. And I was like, I don't want to go with you. Also, like, I have a girlfriend, so, like, gross.
One moment. I'm gonna pull Luke aside. Did you ask them about the wares that they had sold?
No.
Okay. I'm wondering if they had so much gold. Do you know what wares were they selling here?
Like, they sold, like, fruit and vegetables that they say they grow at their farm, and sometimes they'd bring, like, pickled stuff.
And that
like,
made them
time,
enough gold to toss around. Is that a good income?
I mean, his thing seemed pretty popular. Like, his booth was always pretty popular, and he sold a lot of his stuff when he came.
Did he sell more than just food? Like, did he always have large packages that looked like they had other things in them?
I think I know what you... boxes? Containers?
I
jars?
don't think so. I mean, like, he did have jars that would sometimes have, like, weird stuff in them. Like, I think one time he had, like, pickled pig's feet, and, like, ew. I mean, that's coming from someone, like, you know, like, I go hunting for a living.
He seemed the type to sell illegal substances.
I don't know. He was, like, a skeevy guy. So, probably, knowing him.
Was his son here often?
Oh my god, I love Junior. He was so nice. I don't know how that man had that kid, but, like, Junior was always really polite and, like, really smart. He didn't come often because he wanted to get involved in, like, politics, I guess. But, like, I loved it when he came with. But he was always miserable. He hated being with his dad.
Do you know if Senior had any enemies?
I mean, probably. He talked a lot of smack about the other, like, vegetable sellers, like, saying that their food is, like, gross. And, like, he'd sometimes make comments to people that were, like, buying his stuff and, like, oh, yeah, that guy's cabbages are disgusting.
Is there anyone who would want him dead?
Oh, I don't think so.
And last question from me. 3 lines and a skull in front of it. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's, like, the symbol for Ba. Like, why do you ask?
Nothing. I'm not familiar with certain things. Thank you.
Yeah, like, you know, the god of, like, death in the underworld.
Good to know.
Okay.
I'm new to here.
I live underwater, so the surface stuff's kind of confusing.
Oh my
for me.
god, you live underwater? That's so cool. Like, you know, there was
Yes.
one time my girlfriend wanted to take me into, like, the seaside, and it was so cute, and, like, that's where, like, originally she said that's where she was gonna propose, but then she got, like, really sick, so, like, I'm still waiting for her to propose to me, because it hasn't happened yet, which, like, fine.
Did she sell seashells by the seashore?
No, but she totally collected some, so now there's, like, this really cool vase in our, like, house with, like, seashells in it, and it's super cute. Like, totes cute. Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
Do you want to ask any more? I don't want to stop asking questions, but I think we've gotten all the information out of them. But do you have any more questions?
I mean, that's so gay and so adorable.
I want to ask more questions, but I really think we've asked them all.
Oh my god, you guys are so cute. What's your names?
This is SpongeBob.
It's not my
Oh
name.
my god, SpongeBob?
really-
Is that why you live in the sea?
No,
Because your name
that's-
is SpongeBob?
Okay, so she does. This one doesn't like me and likes to make fun
I'm
of
sorry,
me.
my roommate just went, what?
What do I listen? This is what D&D is.
This is what
This is
D&D is, Katie.
No, this one doesn't like me, so they call me SpongeBob because it's like a weird offensive thing for people who live under the
Oh
water.
my god, I'm so sorry.
No,
I
it's
did not mean to
fine.
offend you. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
And I am Lord Reyes.
Oh my god, Lorraine. She like does kind of like a curtsy.
Also not true, but whatever. I'm Luke.
Oh, Luke, that's such a cute name. That's so much cuter than SpongeBob.
What's-
So much cuter.
What's
like
that?
I don't know
All
why
right,
you
I'm
have a
gonna go
sponge
find out if
named
Harmonia
Bob.
is dead. You just hang out with your gay friend.
What's your name? What's
Oh,
your
my name is Eliana, but you can call me Ellie.
Okay.
Elihana. But you can like call me Ellie, and like I feel like we're best friends now. Do you feel like that too?
I do think we're actually friends now, which is nice
Oh
because
my
I don't have a
God.
lot of friends.
Oh,
Literally
my
just
God.
wrote down Ellie, best NPC ever.
And I'm
How
like,
do you not have like a lot of friends? Because you're like so funny. So funny.
I don't believe that. I'm just
Oh
thinking
my
that
God,
in my
you
in my
should.
brain. I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'm
She-
just
you,
thinking.
like, okay, dang. You should say it out loud.
No, I'm just thinking.
I've
I
been
don't
watching
believe
a
that.
lot of Queer Eye lately, so I'm just Jonathan from Queer Eye right now.
Okay, well, thank you. You're really actually super nice and very helpful. You would get
You're
along.
super nice and helpful.
You would get a confusion. I'm getting psychic damage every time she says words.
I can just tell. Okay.
You would get along great with my friend Harmonia, and also if we wanted to, are you gonna be here constantly if I needed to like talk to you again?
Yeah, like I should be here the rest of this week, but like if I'm not here, like if this is all closed, like I'm gonna be staying at the Silver Root, which is
Okay.
like super nice. Like my girlfriend, almost fiance, is there right now because like she doesn't like coming here with me all the time. She says it's really boring. So like, you know, she does whatever she wants to do, like whatever. But like she's adorable, so it's fine.
It's healthy to have separate lives. Then you can
get the
talk to
feeling
each
she's
other
a
about
gnome.
the things
I don't
you're
know
excited
why.
about.
Right? But like she's super cute. So like I hope you like meet us there or something because like so adorable.
I wanna... DM, can I? This is out of character. I want to officiate their wedding now. Like that's it. I'm a cleric. I can cast this spell.
I will here. I'll write this down right now.
I'm gonna cast ceremony and get these two motherfuckers married. Like that's my new goal.
Gets married.
Then they get murdered. All right.
I know.
Okay. Well, like, your
No, no,
friends
no, no,
already
no.
rocked away, which, like, love the mask, super cool look, super, like, gorge or whatever, like, mysterious. Ooh, who are you?
Yeah, they've got like a mask and then another mask underneath it.
Oh my
I don't
god,
know what
double
their
mask, how hell?
I don't know what their face looks like, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's kind of wild. Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
it's real mysterious but confusing, but like cool at the same time.
Like, it sounds a little hot. Like, a little hot. I really appreciate someone just started
Yes.
following me while making that noise. That's, like, really hot. So, like, I guess I should let you go because I should probably be selling. Oh my god, I haven't been paying attention for like 5 minutes. Everyone could just steal everything right now.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad. I
background,
don't want your business
I'm
to
just
suffer.
like, oh my god.
But like,
These
you should definitely
bitches
come.
be gay.
Gay.
Yeah, that was all that was going on in my brain. It's like,
But
oh
like,
my
you guys should
goodness.
totally like come meet us for drinks or something there sometime because that would be totes awe.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, like,
Gonna
high
wander
five.
away, confused.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Bye. I think you're amazing. I gotta go find them.
Oh my
and
god,
the
you're
other
so
person.
cute. Go away. Get out of here. You're
Okay,
so
bye.
cute. Get out of here.
What's happening?
So you
Being
entered
nice
this-
to me?
Did you just join a throuple? I don't understand.
Someone's being polite to me and it's confusing. What is this kindness? What do you want? What do you need? What is it? Do I owe you money?
I love this NPC accidentally became Jonathan from Queer Eye.
This character's literally the best.
I'm officiating her goddamn
so
wedding.
I just wanted to go and see if Harmonia got themselves killed
yeah,
yet. So you can do a whole scene
you
with them
start
because we're
heading
gone
that
for a
way.
while.
Yes.
So Parth kind of looks over his shoulder and is like, so you came to find me sooner than I expected. Hello.
Oh, hi. I was just checking out the area.
And just happens to go into the same temple I do. How funny fate is, huh?
I guess so.
Right. So he'll look down at the gnome, and the gnome's like, I don't want to do the old man voice, but we totally have an old man voice, but I don't get it bitch slaps for my cat again.
Make sure
Do
to be
it.
holding your cat and preventing them from bitch slapping you.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the temple of Koya. How might I be of service to help you, John?
I was just kind of looking around. This place is beautiful.
Oh, yes, we try to create the life that Koya wants us to create as the temple. So feel free to explore. I mean, walking around, like, looking, because, I mean, you have a terrible passive perception, but it's as easy. Like, you see, like, where would normally you'd think, like, the pews are, like, separate. Like, the pews look like they are growing from, like, the ground itself. Like, there's, like, trees shaped like these, like, benches. There's, like, flowers along all the edges. Like, there's a great big, like, banner hanging down that almost seems made out of moss, and on it, in these, like, assorted colors of, like, purple, pinks, and blues, is a wreath of flowers, and then it seems like a stalk of wheat or corn, or, like, those are two completely different things, like a stalk of wheat in the middle of it, like, hanging above kind of like what you'd consider an altar.
Wow. Sorry. Religion's never been a huge part of my life. Never really grew up on it. So I'm sorry if this is, like, rude, but, like, who is Koya?
Oh, Koya. He'll kind of look at Parth and then look over at you again, be like, Koya is the eternal that supports the life. Kind of the opposite of Ba, who supports the death. Though they are twins, so they come in a continuous circle almost.
Huh. Okay. Wow.
So, it is quite beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And all of this stuff just comes from that?
I mean, sir, really? Please don't hurt me. All life you see here, both plant and animal, and I mean, even us itself comes with Koya's blessing and kind of shepherdship.
Mm. Huh. Wow.
When do we
Uh,
arrive?
I kind of look towards.
You're kind of
Parth.
almost to the door at this point.
I kind of look to Parth towards, kind of just like, oh, so this is where you get your power from.
Parth, I mean, if you want,
I
you're
don't actually say that, but I just kind of.
if you want, you can make an insight check to see if you kind of get the vibe that this is in fact where his power stems from.
Okay, insight. That is going to be. That is an 18.
Yeah, so looking around, you see a lot of the same characteristics that Parth's power. I mean, you did see used a lot of kind of like elemental based magic, also the vines that kind of grow diagonally across his body. Definitely seems like it is part of. So you probably say that there's a very good chance that Parth gets power from Koya.
Mm-hmm.
Parth kind of looks back at you and be like, because real quick. Oh God, I just launched a dice off my tray. Oh yeah. He kind of looks at you for a moment and studies like, you're connecting dots now, aren't you?
I'm pretty good at connecting dots. It just takes me a while.
Doesn't it take us all a while to figure things out sometimes? Well, welcome. This is indeed my work.
So
And
this is where
here,
your big, huge speech about life comes from.
oh, well, of course. That's why I said I rather like the life part, though I appreciate where death comes from.
Mm-hmm.
To have life, you must have death, my friend.
Yeah,
And to have death, you must have life.
true enough. So we took up your recommendation for a place to stay for the night.
Ah, yes. I haven't quite made my way there. I had to stop at a few places beforehand, but I'm glad you
Figured.
found it nice.
You're
They must say the bartender can be a bit crass sometimes.
telling me.
Though, does make a good drink, I must say.
Huh. You'll have to give me a recommendation sometime.
Possibly. So what really brought you here, my friend?
Listen. I just wanted to look around, figure out where I was going. And then I saw you walk into here, and I was like, huh, wonder where he's coming from, where he's going. So I wandered in here, and here we are.
And here we are. Well, I must say, we've been slightly rude. He'll motion towards our gnome friend, like, this is Ursvolk. You might call him, he is the keeper of this temple.
Right, my apologies. My name is Harmonia.
The gnome will look and be like, ah, yes, Harmonia, it's quite lovely to meet you. Where do you hail from?
A long way away. Almost feels like another world sometimes.
Roll a... Because, I mean, you're telling the truth. So roll a...
Where are we?
You are right. You are okay. You had a conversation with.
I know, but I want to stop this from death.
I mean, you
Death
are
isn't
probably
happening.
walking through the door as Harmonia is saying this.
Trolls at the castle.
No.
Just roll a
What do you
general.
want to know?
Can you roll a general charisma check for me?
Just a general charisma.
I don't think death is gonna happen in here. I think they'll be fine.
Oh no, I don't trust this.
Especially in
Charisma.
a temple to the life god, killing in here would be insane.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Kind of looks at me like, yes, I feel like that too sometimes with my home. It seems worlds away almost. But did you come on the ferry by foot?
I came on the ferry. Had a
So that's how you know dear Parth here.
We had a delivery that we had to ship, and just so happened to acquaint ourselves on there.
Ah, so you came from Venzor. You know, one of my students is not too far from Venzor.
Oh.
Runs a little temple up in a small place called Hayfields. Have you?
May
I
I
just
be
sounded like
so
Parth
bold?
there for a moment. You,
May
Yeah.
I be so bold as to fuck? And we know her name, and I'm just
No,
blank.
you can't do
Zalia.
that here. It's a temple of life.
so you are
I
walking
mean, that feels like
through,
probably
like
the
you
best
have
place
walked
to, you know.
through the door, Reyes. Hearing
Zalia, that's the name.
Yeah, I found it.
hearing you see the gnome in a almost like plant-made wheelchair of sorts, with like these wooden wheels. You see your friend Parth hanging out there, and you hear them talk about their student who lives past Venzor.
May I be so bold as to assume, is it Miss Zalia?
Yes, Zalia, very, very good student, very lovely girl. How is she?
Better now.
Oh no, did something
There was a situation that happened there.
When you say situation, Parth was like, what situation happened?
We're there now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
are
see them
there.
coming
You're not quite there, Luke, since you stood there and talked to.
Dogs from hell, toxic ooze spewing out of people. You know, the usual.
in. Not the usual, but yes, that is it to an extent.
Dogs from hell, you say?
Yeah, directly made a fire, you know, when they were destroyed by us because we're incredible. They and then went back into the earth.
Yeah.
Parth looks down at Urs and kind of looks back at you. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I must take my leave. I should probably go check into this hotel now, though, shouldn't I?
If you'd like, you could stay with us.
Oh no.
Stay with you as in right now or in your room?
No, go ahead.
I believe that Reyes might be attempting to hit on you, Parth.
Oh, no, I wasn't personally. You seemed interested. I was just trying to help out.
No.
Oh, don't be so rude. They're right there.
As much as I appreciate the offer, it's not quite my thing.
Oh no, trust me.
But I respect the offer. I'm afraid, though, I should probably get on before we run out of sunlight. To
before
finish
they
running.
run out of rooms, if that's possible.
Oh, I'm not too worried about that.
Okay.
But I have a few other stops I must make now.
Yes, do watch out for lava dogs.
Yes, I think that's definitely something that we should be watching out for, indeed. Was there any other creatures of any sort there? It was just lava dogs. You mentioned something spewing.
Zombies, werewolves, it was everything. It was.
I see. That is. I didn't expect this kind of infernal front to make it up all the way to Hayfield.
Well, we were able to dispatch it. You could almost call us heroes.
wouldn't go that
For
far.
that. But
We were just at the right place in the right time.
With
so
the
look
right
at
ability and the right
this point, you're
skills.
walking through the door, Luke. You see Parth, the gnome.
I mean, I stumble in,
yeah.
and before I see anyone, I just look straight to wherever I can find Harmonia and go, Harmonia, there's a cool lesbian!
What?
Oh, hi,
Oh, hello, the whole crew is here. Well, I'm sorry you're catching me as I am taking my leave, but...
By the way, Luke, you missed Reyes trying to flirt with Parth.
Oh,
I wasn't
congrats.
trying to flirt with.
Right. Always fun with you three. Though I will be back in the tavern later tonight. I'll probably see you there.
I swear to God. Not you. So, a gnat laid its
Swear to
eggs
me.
right outside my window.
Oh, no.
But it's too hot to close the window, but I have to because like a couple of them got in, and I'm like, there's just gnats everywhere.
Your screen is partially.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a gnat right in front of my camera, so I had to get rid of it. I'm losing my mind. It's too hot.
So yeah, Parth will kind of like look at all you, kind of look at Urus Eris kind of like lean down and say something to them, and Eris will nod, and then Parth will start like heading back, like towards you.
Oh,
towards the
before
door.
you leave,
Yes.
there was a club in the good area, I believe we were informed, where you needed to know someone to get in. Would you happen to know someone?
What kind of club? There's lots of
Not
things.
quite sure. It was
See
what was the person's
something- Do you want to see something wild and weird?
Yeah,
Says
something
how it was
wild and
explained
weird.
to me.
Wild and weird in the good parts.
I assume there's something illegal about it. I'm not quite
Or
sure, but
illicit,
we are
you know,
we're investigating
of
it as
locations.
part of our quest.
I can't say I'd heard of anything like that. I'm sorry.
Like
I'm not
Dr.
quite
Paimon?
up. I'm not
No.
quite up with the comings and goings of most people.
I'm sure you're not. Well, have a good evening. We'll see you at the tavern, perhaps. I'm
Perhaps,
totally following them out.
perhaps you'll join me for a drink.
The moment they leave, I am stealthing after them. Everyone else can do whatever they're doing here.
I do like
Okay.
an awkward little half curtsy / bow when I see them walking out. I'm like,
They'll just kind of like chuckle at you. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
24.
24. Okay.
18 plus 6.
My God.
Okay. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
like easily kind of like move out. I mean, it's pretty crowded in the marketplace. Before we do what you are doing,
Of course.
Luke and Harmonia, what are you guys up to?
I mean, I will also politely like bow, curtsy to Orival and hi. I didn't say hello. That felt rude.
Hello, it's quite fine.
Okay. Hi.
This is my friend Luke.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Your friend here has told me that you know Zalia.
Oh yeah, she gave me all these
Why
books
do I
about
just
magic.
sound like Parth again? Oh yes, very, very good student of magic. So you
She's
are.
a really good teacher too.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. We have known each other for a rather long time.
Yeah. She told I don't know a lot about magic, but apparently, and I'm just gonna shape water. I've got
Are you just a new student in the magic, or?
I didn't have magic a week ago, so.
No. What caused you this magic to suddenly unlock?
I don't know. I was in a weird place, and then I had magic, and I think people needed help. There was like this lady Zalia actually. She's getting attacked, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good. Don't do that." And then I was like, "Oh, light's coming out of my hands."
Yeah, Luke was pretty good. Saved Zalia right then and there.
Do you know how magic works? And can you maybe help me?
I do know quite a bit about magic. Would you two like to join me for some tea?
Sure.
Okay, so the wheelchair, they're still talking to you, and they kind of like wave towards this like open door, and they don't touch the wheels, and like the wheels just start like almost as like the vines come out of the floor and start like pulling the wheels forward.
That is so cool.
That's so rad.
Pulling the wheels forward.
I just looked to Luke like,
And I'm just looking at it.
into this room, like, oh,
God, that
follow
would make
me.
mobility so much
I
easier
have
for some of the
some
patients.
lovely new blends that Koya has blessed us with.
Yay. Okay,
scuttle
thank
on
you.
over.
Gotta follow this cool
Okay.
grandpa.
We'll pause tea time.
We
So,
got cool Grandpa now.
cool grandpa.
Gonna vibe with cool grandpa.
Go vibe with cool grandpa drinking some tea. So while you guys are
Well.
drinking tea, which we might jump back to in a moment, we are going to head over to you following Parth. Oh, so Reyes, make a perception check for me as you kind of see him go along. I have something in my glasses and it's driving me crazy.
Thank goodness I have a +8 in perception. It's 21.
21, damn.
+8 in perception.
Parth kind of goes, doesn't go back the way that you guys had come from. Kind of like skirts around. You see him, he stops at a few market stalls here and there, talks to some people. You see him buying, it looks like, just just like honestly street meat. Like there's a guy with like a makeshift grill, like fire of sorts, and you see him buy like street meat more or less on a kebab.
This
He kind of
man
stops.
eats meat. Interesting.
Does eat meat. You see him stop. There's like a book stall, and you see him kind of like start perusing these books. He pulls out one. It has a green cover. Kind
Do I
of
see
looks
the title?
through it. With that, how close are you going to follow behind him, or follow him?
That's a good point. Probably not.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can see that there seems to be green. It's a green cover. There's some gold. He kind of like flips through and just kind of like seems to like chuckle to himself and flips through it a little more and kind of shakes his head, smiling, and puts it back. Then he pulls out like a few more just like leather bound books. He does find a small one that he seems like he kind of flips through and kind of like looks at it and flips a little farther and kind of like, so he pays and takes the book and kind of has it in his hand as he walks. And then you see him go into a...
While I'm following him, can I walk by that cart and try to sleight of hand the green book into my bag?
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand.
I mean, that's not great, but, well, what I have for sleight of hand. Okay, it's the same as my stealth. 21, 14 plus 6. Oh, no, it's 20. 20.
Yep. The bookseller, like, he's, like, watching you when you come up, and then all of a sudden, like, these kids run by and knocks over a stack of books that he kind of keeps there, and kind of was like, "Rah!" and kind of goes and picks him, and that's when you kind of grab it, and you kind of, like, pocket it. It's like a...
I'm not taking a look now. I'll take a look later. I don't want to be
it's not a huge
obvious.
book, but it's like a good sized book. It seems pretty like medium thickness. Oh yeah, so you slip it in and then you can keep going if you want.
Mm-hmm. I'm following him.
So
I was trying to do that at like the same time as I'm...
I figured, yeah. So he kind of continues around till he starts heading toward the western area, where he finally kind of goes, and there's a gated like this building. Does
this look like the nice
building.
area?
No, it's not, because you guys were in the nice area.
Okay.
Which is more kind of like
when
northwest.
you said gated, I figured this is like a protected, very nice area.
It is. That's because it's gated. It's like a 1-story building, but it's wide and deep. It looks like almost.
Okay.
Heading in, if you follow him in, do you follow him in?
There's like a little, get in? You said it's gated.
It's gated, but it's like the gates are open. It looks more like they can close it at night. So there's like a nice little...
Is it more like a church graveyard kind of thing? Like,
no, you see people out in the courtyard reading books.
Okay.
And as you walk in, you see that it's a library.
Okay, yeah.
So he goes and speaks to one of the librarians, archivists, who kind of nods and starts leading him to an aisle of books.
Okay. I'm going to spend some time not in here looking around, but moving out to a side where I can see this area from a distance and wait for him.
There's like an alley across the way. I mean, a little bit's cut off, but there's a pretty clear alley. Do you want to look at the book that you got?
Yeah, I'm going to see what it is, but I'm also going to be paying attention to see if he leaves.
Yeah, totally. So looking at the book in gold leafling, the book title says Creation and the Eternals.
Okay.
Is what the book says. So you are sitting there watching him. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to tea time.
Yep.
So Luke and Harmony, you guys are head into this. It looks like a sitting room of sorts. There is like regular like plush chairs and kind of like a plush like sofa fainting couch kind of setup. They do look like they kind of sprouted from just like the pews from the ground, but does have like fabric coverings. There is a table that looks like it's just kind of like a tree stump of sorts. You see Urs kind of like pulls up, and then he kind of like waves his hand over the stump, and it seems almost as if like cups, like teacups, wooden teacups, kind of like grow out of the stump. And then he kind of heads over to, there's a fireplace you guys are kind of all facing, and he like takes the pot, like there's a teapot, metal teapot kind of sitting there. So he takes the teapot with a cloth and starts pouring tea. It smells delicious.
Wow.
Very floral smelling tea, very fragrant floral tea.
I love it so much.
So kind of look at you, look and be like, so what questions about magic do you have, young one?
I forgot with how cool this tea smells.
Yes, this is the new blend that Koya has blessed us this month. It is quite. I find it rather relaxing.
Wait, is this Koya's tea of the month?
Koya's
is this
tea of the month club.
Is this a club?
Koya has a tea of the month club. Okay.
Okay, just
Of
checking.
all of the ways to interact with your deity, I would say that's one of the best ways.
Honestly, if that's not what it is, I might steal that for later.
I mean, it's a Koya's tea of the month.
Okay.
If you become a follower of Koya, maybe you'll find out.
I gotta follow Koya.
So I was kind of like, what question? You both seem like you both might have questions. How can I help you?
Magic. How?
Yes. How? Well, how magic came to be is sometimes a discussion about many mages and older clerics. I firmly believe that the Eternals taught us magic that they have. Probably not as strong as they have because they're quite powerful, but some form of magic that we could understand.
Second question: who are the Eternals?
Ah, yes, the Eternals.
Is that like God? Your like God thing?
I guess that is one way to call them. The Eternals. There are many different planes. Some are connected, some are not. Some could be or have been. The Eternals come from one of these planes. And they came to our plane when it was just the elements. The raw elements that were just whirling around. And different Eternals came and found that they connected to different parts of our plane. So Ada seemed to be able to speak to the more material elements, the earth, the very like fiber of creation almost. And then you had Queeros, who spoke to, wind, fire, water. They spoke to the raw elements themselves, helping create the world that we know now. You had Kifali, who many say is the most intelligent of the Eternals, very smart, always coming with ideas. They say that Kifali was actually the one who came with ideas of helping create all of us into this land. Kunat helped create, made the idea of us come to life, created the bodies, the animals, all these ideas that Kifali had. And then you had Ata, who helped set the cycles of the moon and the sun and gave us things to go by, a time almost. And once they were done, as many beings do, they had children and grandchildren, each one taking a different part. For example, Koya is the child of Ada and whatever I wrote down, and Ata, their twin, Ba. I mean, I can keep going if you want me to, but they helped create the world that we know now. They gave us life. They gave us the elements and ability to control the elements in ways and keep her from destroying the precious life that was created around everything. You can still see them every once in a while. They don't often walk on our plane. We have a connection with them.
That's good to know. I'm not really sure where my magic comes from, but I figured you could probably, the books will probably help.
Yes. I mean, what kind of magic can you do?
Heal people really good.
Healing. You see, he kind of moves so where there's this kind of like sitting room area, there is like a little bookcase that's like the end of the room. So he kind of like, once again, like self rolls to this bookcase and kind of starts peeling through some books. And he pulls out kind of a thinner book. and he brings it to the table in the stump and kind of sets it down and opens it, and it seems almost like a family chart. You see, you have Koya and Ba, which are like the twins, and their parents. And you see, he points down to one that is Falana, Fallana. I can send you names and shit. This is the child of Hieros and whatever else I wrote. Kunat. This is often considered the eternal of healing and giving. That could be where your power comes from. You could also be a child of Koya, is where your power would come from, that life. Koya and Falana are also seen often together.
I'm trying to flip through my notes to remember what it was that Salia had said to me about her goddamn mentor. Got so many pages of notes.
Hi. Oh, he came the other way. Hey, buddy.
Look at that meowser.
You hear an old man voice? I have to hold you because I'm really scared you're gonna hurt me.
Well, that's yeah. I don't really know where my magic comes from, but I know I can heal people, but I don't know. Do you know anything about like magic illnesses, like being sick but from magic only? Because I'm pretty used to regular illnesses, but this is different.
I do. There are assorted sicknesses that magic can cause, poisonings and whatnot.
What about one that's like high fever and like sensitivity to light and like your skin's changing because it's like slightly falling off, and you have this weird mark on your neck?
What weird mark?
Did I write down what the mark actually looks like?
I just said it not so long ago. I'll tell you. It had 3 black marks.
Okay,
like
yeah, that's
three.
right, the 3.
Oh yeah, it was the.
That looked like the ones
That's
that
right,
were
because
in
I said vampire bite, but how?
the hotel room. 3 black marks, you say? Were they consecutive, little jagged?
Like a scratch on your
Like
neck.
a slash.
Okay.
Was there a skull or anything with it?
Not that I remember.
Looked like it.
He'll kind of roll back over to the bookcase and pull out. It's a thicker tome, like it's hefty. And kind of like put it down, and he'll like flip through some pages, and you'll finally stop on. If you look, it seems like almost like a monster manual of sorts. He will flip through to some text that says Ederkin. Do any of you read Elvish?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
Do you
know
read
why.
Elvish, Harmonia?
I do not believe so, but let me double check.
I think I just clicked.
Oh, I do.
What
Okay, cool.
unnoticed.
So both of you kind of recognize the writing. It says, Ederkin, there is a very roughly drawn picture of kind of the creature you saw that you dealt with. And Urus will kind of point and be like, is this what you are talking about? This illness?
Yeah.
What you faced, it's not really an illness. It's in fact a creature known as an Ederkin. They are infernal creatures, often found guarding gates to the underworld or hell pits.
Can they?
Ederkins tend to make other Ederkins. A person must be bitten by one, and if they are not administered a certain spell or draft, they tend to start to transform into one. And you say this is what you faced in correlation with hellhounds?
No, the hellhounds I think were a different night. That was just because we were checking out.
But they were in the same area about the same time?
Yeah. We got there and there were some people who were sick and then the hellhounds. And then the next day we wanted to check in at where we thought maybe, patient 0 might have been, and met with like a bunch of monsters. But only one of them had that mark thing. The rest of them didn't.
That sounds like that might have been the originator of the other house. And you said you faced multiple Etrikins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there were a few.
There were 3 other ones. And then the main one.
4 Etrikins and hellhounds. I mean, that sounds like the hellhounds might have been... I mean, I don't want to assume, but they could have been a distraction. Trying to turn more people into Etrikins by causing havoc for this creature to work. It's very interesting, though. It's very worrisome that 2 infernal beasts are connected to place. And you said it had the 3 marks on it, correct? The Etrikin did?
Yes. I think.
Looking at
Did it?
notes. Yep.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look like a bite though, more like a tattoo. But it had no physical features, so maybe magic.
Urus immediately kind of starts stroking his beard and just kind of looking off, kind of muttering to himself a little bit. Oh yeah, it's not good. But if that was like that, then that could mean the other attacks. But that makes no sense.
Interesting. I feel like this talk has been more helpful to me than to you. I apologize.
No, I mean, I got a lot of information.
Yeah.
Quite worrisome. Quite worrisome indeed.
Also, I just found the note about what Zalia told me to ask.
Hmm?
She said that her mentor was in the capital. This ain't the capital, though. The library, is this the Library of Cathedral? Or do you know where that is?
I do. I must admit, I was in the capital for a long time, but the hustle and bustle just became a bit too much for me. I've come down here now. But yes, I was in I wish I was in the capital right now.
I moved because y'all motherfuckers wouldn't go to the capital.
I moved because I fucking had to.
Well, to be fair,
I moved because maybe the DM forgot that I said that.
We were gonna pop in here, check out the stall, and then go to the capital. We just have been fucking around a lot.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I just forgot I said that. I'm a professional.
Yes, that is quite worrisome indeed. I wish I was there now, actually. Well, that is in fact where Zali and I had originally met, and I trained her was at the Capitol Library, yes.
She said maybe to ask you questions about the betrayer.
Ah. Oh, why do you ask?
I don't really know. She just kind of said to ask, and I figured she's smart.
Even I'm looking at you skeptically at this point.
Roll a deception check
to be
for
fair,
me.
She did straight up just tell me to ask about it. I'm like, I don't know why, but okay. This isn't lying as much as I'm just genuinely 3.
Okay.
I have rolled 4 2s in a row. I don't want to use this anymore.
I haven't rolled below a 13 tonight. I'm happy with this.
I rolled a nat 20 and everything else said fuck you.
That's really funny because I definitely rolled a 7. So he kind of looks at you for a moment and be like, I don't want to be forward, and I apologize if I am, but Zali would not have you asking about the Realm Walkers for nothing, I feel like, and you don't seem to know much about your magic, and
yeah, I don't know a lot about a lot of things.
Worlds away.
Yeah, we don't know much about this place at all.
Zali said it would be good to talk. I think she thinks we're that, but I don't know what's happening.
When I said that my old home felt like worlds away, I wasn't bullshitting.
There was a portal involved. I was just going to sleep.
Oh, the Realm Walkers are back.
Playing with portals.
That is...
Now we're playing with portals.
Is the cake a lie?
That is I must say very worrisome that the realm workers have been called back again.
Okay, see, everyone says that, but no one explains
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
Just kind of go, oh, that's awful, and I go, it would be great if I knew what that is.
Then again, we probably need Reyes if we're gonna have this discussion.
You're right.
I mean, we can certainly wait for your friend, but I'm surprised there's only 3 of you. I mean,
How many are there supposed to be?
well, that depends on what literature you read from.
We did have a 4th,
most-
but he stayed
Stayed
back.
Most literature says 4, but there's actually said to be 6 realm walkers, but 2 were stricken from the record by Istov, who is the biggest nation, because they, before the kingdoms were founded, they refused to bring back technology from the other realm, and they were kind of banished from Istov for that. So unfortunately, they often get unwritten from the storyline. But just there's only 4 of you. It makes me wonder where the other 2 are and why all of you aren't together.
To be fair, we also weren't together with Reyes, but we did get to meet Reyes, which was great, because Zalia invited them, but I only appeared here with Harmonia.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that could mean that there are 2 more that still have not been called yet.
We were just hanging out in the forest. It was confusing.
It was weird. It was so weird.
It was so
Do you mind telling me your full story? What exactly happened to find yourself here?
You can just say, do you tell him or not?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, and
Yeah.
I was cutscene.
Yeah. So while you guys are kind of doing this, we're gonna jump back over to Reyes. So Reyes, you wait outside for probably about an hour or 2, before you're muted.
Is it an hour or 2? That's important.
You wait out there for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Different.
Okay.
Before you see, I mean, it's starting to get to kind of late or early evening. Before you see Parth come out again. Doesn't seem to be carrying anything. He has his usual stuff, but
Can I?
Yeah.
Would you say that my insightful fighting, which is a bonus action to make an insight against them, and I can get a general idea of how they fight based
Mhm.
on it? Do you think that they would know that I'm doing this, or is this something I'm doing in my head? Because I feel like it's something in my head, but I wanted your...
I would say it's you using tactical knowledge to figure people out.
Can I do that then? It would be my insight against their deception.
Sure, you can definitely do that. I'll let you do that. I like the use of that. Go ahead and roll. God, I'm not rolling great either. You're probably
21, 13 plus 8.
Yeah, I rolled a 4, so no matter what, all of his additives, yeah. So what exactly are you trying to?
I just want to get a general idea of how I think if they are actually, in terms of a combatant, being honest about their abilities. I know that I can't maybe get it by looking at them. We're not fighting each other.
I mean,
but
but
I just...
you were with Parth when you guys fought the fish people. You kind of got the feeling, like looking at how easily he moved and stuff, that possibly he was not holding back, necessarily, but maybe not necessarily showing his full extent of his abilities. He seems like a pretty competent person. Also, having talking to him, despite him looking young, he seems to have like aged eyes, like age behind his eyes.
How old does he look generally in his appearance?
I mean, in general, he looks maybe like early 40s.
Okay. Human, or was he an elf? I can't remember.
He looked human.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could tell like there seemed to be some age. I mean, being like your past as a crime scene tech, working with some of the other crime scene techs, sometimes they just have they might be younger,
seem almost for stuff they have seen and done or been around or learned
Mhm.
about seem almost older. Parth kind of gives you that same sense that maybe he's just has seen a lot in his time, or
Okay.
might be older than he looks.
I'll keep following him.
Okay.
Do I need a new stealth check? I assume I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another stealth check for me.
Well, that's the first roll under a 13. So that is 18. Gives a 12.
Okay. So he walks out of the library. He kind of starts heading back to the market. He stops at the bookstall again, which this guy is like packing up, and he kind of picks up another book. One that he picked up earlier.
Is it the one that... It's not the one that I have, right?
Not the one that you have, because you have it.
Yeah.
Then he kind of puts it back down after talking to the man for a moment, puts it back down and starts heading to the market again. And seems to be heading towards the fancier part.
I want to keep my eyes on him, but I don't want to steal this book too. I'm going to go up to the man. How much for this book?
Oh, that one. I don't know. How about 5 silver?
I'll give
Like,
you a
he's like-
gold, and I'll throw him a gold, and then I'll take the book.
Oh. Okay, you took the book. He's like, the man's like, I wasn't expecting this last sale. So Parth this
I'll put
time
that
seems
book
to
in my
be
bag as well.
heading towards the fancier part, kind of where you came from.
Do you think I paid for both books with that gold? Just checking.
Yeah, you probably paid for both books and a little
Cool.
extra. He is heading back to the fancier part of town, continuing to follow him from the area. He steps into the Three Cliffs Tavern.
Okay.
Do you follow him in, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
follow. No, I'm not gonna follow him in. I'm gonna wait outside still. Gonna wait to see if the friends have arrived yet.
Okay. Do you look at the book or anything?
Yeah, I'll check out what this book is too.
Okay, so you open the book, and the first page there is a little piece of paper slipped into it that reads, "Try using the shadows more next time."
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured as much.
And this book is called "So You Want to Be a Gardener."
Cool.
Okay, jumping back over to tea time. You finish telling where you all come from, and he listens patiently, sometimes asks questions for more clarification.
You do that weird glitch when cutscenes in, where like your character is like standing on top of the chair for some reason.
Yeah,
because,
like you are like sitting on the back of the
T-posing.
chair for a moment, like,
and we're like,
and
oh,
you
this
kind
is
of
a
like
game.
fall back into sitting down. His chair's like floating 3 feet off the floor and then drops back down.
Just like,
No, like the wheelchair is like in the
Upside
middle
down,
of him.
yeah, in the
like
middle
how
of
it clips into him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like, interesting. It might be better suited if we do have your friend here, and we can figure out their side of the story. But it's odd that the three of you would be separated almost, or the four of you, I guess, technically.
How long are they there? Is it also about the hour talking and
I
stuff?
mean, this is about the hour.
And we had
Hour
a
and a
long
half
Hour
or so.
apart,
conversation.
so you guys are about right at this very moment, about 30 minutes apart. Because
Okay.
it's about an hour clarifying things, talking through everything. He kind of looks at you two and go, I'm afraid I might need to ask a favor of you two, or you three technically. If you do plan to continue to the capital, would you possibly be able to get a book for me from the library? I'm afraid I might have a theory about what's going on, and that book would definitely help. And
Is it the Eternals book I have?
you don't know yet. You're not there.
I know, but
Best thing when you get a quest and you're like, oh, I already have that quest item. Yeah,
I
here.
got that one. Shit, right here. It would be more in the deeper parts of the library, and it is called Parvna Guthrugd, which he says this, and you guys, your brains automatically kind of translate to the Book of the Dead Beast. And for those at home, that was in fact Elvish because I looked up this title in Elvish because I'm a nerd.
I would do the same thing. 100%.
Local nerd.
Local nerd.
It's
can't
book
say.
of
I wrote
Dead
The
what?
Book of the Dead Beast.
Beast. I
Yeah,
wrote beats for
like
some
Beastie
reason.
Boys. Beast. I have a theory about what might be going on, and I hope it's not correct because that could also explain why you're here. But
Is it the world ending? Please don't let it be the world ending.
oh, I don't think the world would end, but it definitely would be bad. Very, very bad.
Okay.
What if you plan on continuing back and possibly bringing me back to that book? That would help quite a bit, I think.
I mean, we'll probably need to go there anyways, so we could do that.
Much appreciated, but I feel like answering your questions about the Realm Walkers might be better suited with your friend here as well.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
I don't want to give the exposition twice.
I give the exposition twice.
I mean, that's the in-character reason why is I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say this a second time.
I'm not going to say this twice.
And I don't trust any of you to say it clearly.
Also, I'd like to hear their side of how they came to be here. It might,
I think they snuck out to go, like, meet Parth.
well,
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know where they went. They disappeared when Parth disappeared, so I'm assuming that was, like, a thing.
wow, very interesting. But,
Did you just
please,
roll?
would you like more tea or anything?
Okay, did you just roll?
Me staring at
don't-
my food.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Am I being poisoned, Uncle Iroh? Please don't.
What's the song like? Leaves to
Hey!
you.
Alright, I'm leaving. I don't. This is a criminal offense is an affront to me as a person.
So I do want to go inside
Okay.
when they're leaving. Like if the half an hour, if we're still caught up now or so.
Yeah, I'd say you guys are about caught up.
Yeah, I want to go inside and I'm going to write on the book, inside the book, say maybe I wanted you to see me, like, something snarky. And then I'm going to walk over to wherever he is at his table because I assume he's sitting
definitely
there
sitting
drinking.
at the bar enjoying like a
And I'm going
glass
to
of
hand him the
wine.
book. I got you a book. It's a good read.
No, I believe it is a good read. It's much appreciated, my friend. Care to join me?
Yeah, all right.
Would you like a drink? I'm more than willing to buy you one.
Sure. I don't need anything too good. Just something that will cut the edge.
He will look over at Todd, point to his drink, and then give you like a second one. And Todd will nod and kind of bring over a glass bottle and pour you a glass of wine.
I'll remove the first mask, which reveals like the kind of thieves mask that I have.
Okay.
The
Todd is
with the little
like,
eye
Todd
holes.
kind of eyes you, like,
I'm horribly disfigured. This is for your safety.
real quick. Are you guys leaving the temple? Are you staying there? What are you two doing?
Yeah, we'll head out.
Head out. Where are you going?
Where did? Do you know where they? I mean, if they're following Parth,
Didn't Parth say he was going back to get his room for the night?
probably, maybe. I mean, otherwise I would have gone to like the awful bar to go get punched and get bad drinks.
Still, I still want to get bullshit faced.
Don't worry, we will.
But I mean, they might be
Yes,
at
so you?
the third cliff, or at least Parth was going there. I think. I'm pretty
Yeah, and if Reyes wanted to follow Parth, then
sure. Or at least it's where he said he was going.
we might as well find out.
Also, if they're not there, they probably would have to return to sleep.
Yeah, eventually. So.
So that also is a thing. And we'll just wander. I'm gonna walk past the specific MD, the furs stall where what was her name?
Ellie.
Eliana. Yeah, and just kind of look at Harmonia and go, "That's Eliana. She's really cool."
Yeah, so you see the person I described before, because I don't remember my description of her.
They're Valley Girl. That's all we
Valley
need to
Girl.
know.
Yeah, I mean, she has like long, like blonde highlighted hair.
If her description was different before, it's now this.
It is. This is what it is. Come fight me. She's wearing like obviously like clothes to match the wilderness. Like leather armor, hunting gear. Behind the table, you do see there's like a bow and quiver sitting there. And as you walk by,
we need a ranger. We definitely are bringing.
like, oh my god,
just
hi.
Can I just ask
hi.
now if we can just make her the next other person from the other world? Can we just?
Please.
You guys can. You guys can adopt this NPC if you want.
Local new NPC. I love her. Nothing bad can happen to
Oh
her.
I would
my
like to
God.
adoption. I would like to
Lit.
adoption.
Okay, I will make you adoption papers for this NPC.
Okay.
For Elihana. Oh my gosh, Luke! What's up, bestie?
Hi, bestie.
I'm just gonna look down to Luke. Just be like,
I have to mute myself during these.
And I'm just gonna go.
Is this your other friend you were talking about?
Yeah, the one
oh
I
my
said you
god.
would get along with. This is Harmonia.
Hi, I'm Elihana. It's so nice to meet you. What's your
Hi.
name?
my name's Harmonia.
Hi, Harmonia. That's such a pretty name. Oh my
Your
god.
name is so pretty. Oh my god.
Your name is so pretty.
Oh, shut up. Your name is so
Oh my
pretty.
gosh, and
I'm just
also
doing
you
this
are
and
like
I'm like,
you are like
Uh-huh.
super pretty.
No, you.
You're totes gorge.
Oh my god.
Like
look at
you and Luke together are just like totes gorge. Like, oh my god, I can't believe there's two such gorgeous people like hanging out together. Like,
this. That's like a
wild.
literal deity
I know.
themselves before me.
Oh my god, stop it! You're so funny.
this is the only thing I care about. I want you to know that. I don't care about
So
any story.
funny.
It's just this.
Did you guys like have fun?
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
saw you
pretty
head over into the temple. Like, that's such a cool place, right?
Yeah, we had a little bit of tea with
Oh my god, you had tea with Urus? He is so
Yeah.
funny. Oh my god, he's like, I love it. The like cute little wheelchair. Sometimes in like the summer, it like grows flowers, and
Oh.
like he always has
So
like
cool.
different tea every month, which is
Yeah.
like amazing. Sometimes he'll bring some out for us, like just bring like tea out for everyone.
oh, so
Uh,
sweet.
Love him, love him. Oh my god,
Just seems like a grandpa figure, you know?
yes, he's totes a grandpa,
God,
totes gramps.
I love it.
I'm
Love
watching this
it.
conversation
All day, every
happening
day.
and just like nodding, going, "This is great. This is great."
Yeah, I forgot. What are you guys doing now?
We were actually gonna head back to the hotel to tavern for the night. Hotel. Oh my god.
Oh, totally cool.
Do they have
Like, if
hotels
you guys
here?
want to hang out later, just let me know. I don't know if they told you, I'm at like the Silver Root. My fiance, well, almost fiance, like she was gonna propose to me. It was a whole story. I told them about it. It was kind of sad, but like kind of funny. But you know, maybe one day she'll like propose to me. But like, no rush. Not gonna make her. But she better hurry ass up.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like,
But you know that she
if someone's
wants
not
to.
putting a ring on that finger, they're making a mistake. So they better hurry up.
No.
I mean, but you do know that she wants to, so that's good, right? Like, what if she's
Oh,
just
yeah.
nervous?
Totally good. I love it. I get
Well,
it. Totes nervous, but
The sooner you get like officially taken off the market, the more you can flaunt about it.
I mean, I do want to flat a rock.
There you go.
That's
Oh,
my wife.
Not
Stay
really,
away
because
from my
that's
wife.
not what I'd say. Yeah, totally. So if you guys want to like hang out, we'll probably be there for a little bit. We always like stay up a little bit and have like some wine, and just like sometimes dance.
Oh,
If there's like a
great.
bard there, like we'll dance.
That's
Orbs.
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna look to Luke like bar.
Okay, we have to go get Reyes, though. We can't just abandon Reyes.
True.
Yeah,
Although I
like
do
all
wanna go to a
three of
bar.
you all three of you should come. Reyes is so mysterious and crazy. Like I love their mask, and I really am like curious, but also like kind of scared.
Yeah, I think that they just kind of give that vibe the whole way through. So like,
Yeah, I feel like that's the vibe they want to give off. Like
the vibe that they
I'm,
want
like,
to give off, but when you get to know them, it's not the
probably,
vibe that they
like,
have.
so hot under here that like I have to hide my face, or everyone else will be like falling in love with me as I walk down the aisle.
They typically like
but-
to say that they're horribly disfigured.
Oh my god, I totally don't believe that. That's not the vibe
Yeah.
they give off. Like it's totally mysterious. It's so cool.
It's like,
I don't know.
But yeah, come hang out at the bar. You can meet my fiance. It'd be so fun.
I want
Will
to
do.
know
Sounds
everything
incredible.
about you.
Where's the California in this world?
The California is totally like to the south a bit more.
I need to go there.
It's pretty cool. I mean, technically, like I was from Istov, but like
Okay, so Istov is the California. All right, I got
Oh,
it.
actually, plot thing. You're from Istov?
Yeah. Originally like I
I
grew up
wasn't
there.
here. That didn't happen.
It's true. That didn't actually happen.
Shit.
That did
Damn
not
it.
happen.
All right, well then
But,
let's skip
I
this
mean,
plot
hey.
question.
Hey, if you talk to him tonight,
I mean, I'll get
Every
to that.
time you drink out of that, it just kills me.
All
It
right,
was like
I'll
my
get to the
actual
plot
horn mug.
question.
this can fit an entire bottle of wine in it.
Do it. Fill it with a bottle of wine.
Is that a hint?
No, I would never. So oh my god, but like I don't want to hold you because I bet you're like looking for your friend.
it's okay. You probably
I
gotta pack up for the
totally
night,
get
don't you?
I do. I
Did you
probably
get good sales at
should.
least?
I mean, like, it wasn't amazing because, like, there's not as many, like, touristy people coming through and stuff's, like, really crazy out in,
Yeah.
like, the world. But, like, you know, I did, like, really good. I sold this really nice, like, deer pelt to this person,
Nice.
and I told them, like, OMG, this makes such a cute bag. Like, come on.
Huh.
You'd be so adorbs. But, like, I don't know if they're going to make it for a bag or whatever. Hope they
Uh,
do.
I hope
But,
so.
yeah, I sold some alligator skin. And I was like, oh my god, these would be such cute boots. Get it, queen. But, like,
Oh,
I don't know if they're
they're-
actually going to be incredible.
Oh God.
I can't
Could you,
handle this.
Could you imagine? I'm gonna grab Luke by the arm. Luke, could you imagine doing a shoot with? Oh,
And then I was
You
like,
could do
you
like
should
a forest
totally,
theme
like,
shoot. You remember your like spring issue? I mean, no, I don't remember your spring issue. Oh, you could do like
The
a forest.
spring issue-
No, you
the
could do like a
spring
forest
issue?
theme thing. With,
oh
like,
my god,
issues
I
and stuff.
love
animal prints.
animal prints are where it's at. Especially if you, like, take the alligator boots and put, like, a, like, enchantment of
Is
leafing or
this
something
the rest
on
of
there.
the session?
This is the
is
whole
the
session.
only
This
thing
is
I
you
care
guys
about.
wanted.
Listen,
But,
we
like,
only
you
care
should,
about
you should
Elliot's
like, go find your
household.
friends so you can come meet us at the bar sooner.
Yes.
Oh no, they can keep
Okay.
having fun. I just wanted to know if I could
Yeah,
leave.
If you
sounds
just want to take
like
a nap, that's totally fine.
You can just
Ellie,
dip. We're gonna
listen,
be here for
listen.
a while.
for you and your fiance, I will buy the first round.
Oh my god, that is too nice. They'll like she'll slap your arm like you're too nice. Oh my god, you guys
Like,
are so
you're
awesome.
Best.
So cute. So
I'm so glad that Luke
you are
introduced
so
us.
you two are so
So-
cute. I love it.
You're the
I'm
best.
so
Ah,
confused,
you're the
but happy
best.
about this.
Stop.
All right,
So,
I'll
like,
see you tonight. Okay.
yeah, I gotta pack up. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I gotta pack
Yeah.
up.
Pack up.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll see you cool kids later.
Yeah.
Bye, queens.
I'm just gonna drag Luke. I'm gonna like grab Luke by the ear and just kind of start dragging him.
Ow, ow, please don't. It's like pointy now. It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the spring issue with the animal prints.
I don't remember what you're talking about. Hey, did you see Eliana? She's real cool. Have you like met her? She's great.
So, as you two start heading back, I think this is actually a good point for us to take a break.
Oh God.
I guys head back to the Three Cliff Tavern.
I love this.
You're so
I
welcome.
don't know what's going on, but I love it.
So please join us back here in 15 minutes, which would make it
22.
Or no, 12
Which would
minutes.
make it math.
12 minutes. So we'll
Join
give
us
us
in
12
minutes, so we'll be
Yeah.
back at 20
12 minutes.
after.
We'll be 20 after.
For 20 after. All right, come back at 20 after. We'll see you back, and we'll see if we hang out with this Valley girl anymore, because y'all are so welcome.
Oh my god, we're gonna
love
hang out
her.
there. I have to.
So welcome. All right,
Right.
so everyone have a good break. We'll see you back in 12.
See you guys then. I'm not ready.
I'm not. Aw.
Ha! It's my thing.
Well,
One got
welcome
scooped.
back, my friends. So we left our friends heading back to the Three Cliffs Tavern, saying goodbye to their newfound friend, the Valley Girl Ranger, which my roommate did judge me for during our break, as they should.
Yep.
So you guys are starting to head back. So about this time, you are getting your drink, Reyes. I think Parth. Did Parth ask you something? No. Yes? No.
No, it just bought me a drink.
Bought you a drink. You'd be like, so, did you enjoy your stroll today?
Oh, it was very nice. Lovely stalls. Very nice library.
Mm-hmm. The library is quite nice, though I must say the one in the capital is much bigger and sometimes more helpful, though this one was not bad.
Hopefully there's no hard feelings. I just need to check out anyone we're being friendly with.
Oh, never. I completely understand. I would do the same myself and throw my pen in the trash.
I would also do that. No.
No hard feelings at all, my friend. And he will pick up his glass of wine and kind of like raise it to you, and then take a sip.
I will also drink whatever he got for me.
It is a very. I don't know. Are you a wine fan, Reyes?
Reyes would be a alcohol fan.
Okay.
They're used to going to a corner store, buying a 6-pack of something and drinking it while playing video games. So
though you might not know about wine, this wine is very very smooth. You kind of expect, sometimes you get like a cheap bottle of red wine. It's like, ugh. At least to me, it's ugh. I mean, all red wine is ugh, 'cause I'm a bitch. But it is very, very good. It is very good wine.
I haven't had something this good before. What is this?
Oh yes, this is an elven wine that comes kind of from though surprisingly, the deserty north. You wouldn't think it'd be so good, but I don't know what they do, but it's one of my favorites.
Is it grapes?
I mean, yes.
I mean, the wines can come from many things. I'm just curious.
Grapes. I think this one has some hints. He'll kind of like swirl his glass around. Hints of cherry, I would say. Very good wine. So.
Well, you're a person of wonderful taste.
Much obliged. You compliment me, my friend.
Look at the companions you keep, says gesturing.
I do tend to find myself alone most times I am on the road, but I do have some good companions. At least I think they're rather enjoyable to be around. And yourself, you seem to enjoy your companions, though. I get the sense you guys have not been traveling too long together.
Long enough for me to know that they should be around any moment now, I would think.
I would think so too. If Earth sometimes can talk people's ears off, though. Lovely man indeed. So as this conversation kind of continues about pleasantries, you guys do walk into the bar.
I'm still dragging Luke by the ear.
Yeah, you guys continue to have a conversation about what Luke knows about spring collections.
My ear is like pointing out, so it hurts.
So tell me,
Ow.
Doggok, you saw my Marvel and DC collections. Which one was better?
Okay.
Speak of the devils, and they should.
The first one was better, personally, I think.
Alright.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. I just really like the Spider-Man collection. Okay, thank you. Can you let go of my ear now?
I let go.
And how is all of your conversations with Urs?
Do the pointy ears like hurt more? Oh.
There's more ear to grab.
Sensitive.
Oh god, that's awful.
We had a wonderful date while you two were busy talking.
It was quite enjoyable.
Oh, that's nice.
Did you two enjoy your talk with Urs there?
He has amazing
It's quite
tea.
nice.
Oh, he does have the best tea, if I do say so myself. It's one of the benefits of visiting him.
Oh,
And
also...
look, a cat.
Oh my god. Batsy.
The wine glass suddenly turns into a cat.
Oof, someone's spell wore
Nice
off.
trick.
Also, Reyes, I think you should. They had some information to tell us, but they didn't want to ask without you there.
Yeah.
They said we'd get you at some point.
I suppose we could drop by.
It doesn't have to be right now. I just wanted to tell you. I'm just gonna like move to your side, out of range of Harmonia being able to grab my ear. Just go. Okay.
Yes, Urs is very good at talking people's ears off. I hope he didn't bore you with his.
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, he had like grandpa vibes.
Yeah, like the really like kind grandfather figure.
I mean, he's been around long enough. That's a good way to describe him.
Like the grandpa who's like proud of you and like is always happy that you come over and has like food ready. Like that kind of grandpa. It's weird. It's good though. It's warm in your heart.
I would agree with that entirely. Well, do you care to join us for a drink? Do you have plans elsewhere?
I kind of want to.
We can drink in 2 places.
By all means, do not feel obligated to be here. If you have somewhere else you'd rather be, I do not hold against 3 young people like yourself.
Is that a pipe that they just put into their mouth as you were putting whatever you did into your mouth?
The pen I'm chewing on because
they just
I have
go
ADHD.
whole pipe and go.
When they're saying, you young folks, put a whole pipe in their
He like takes out as he's saying this, he takes out kind of like a wooden pipe. With like it has like ivy etched into it, and he kind of like taps it on the
Perfect.
bar and fills
Is it
it.
marijuana? I feel like it's...
I was gonna ask him like, if you're gonna put anything in there, put weed.
Put weed in there.
You don't know.
Don't put tobacco. It's bad for you.
You don't know what it is.
It's tobacco. Slapping it out of your hand, sir.
Do we know the smell? The kind of smelly smell that
Gunk?
smells.
It
smelly?
smells like he's smoking something. Go on with it.
You know what? You're right.
Move along, kids.
Twitch might have some words to say if we, we're explicit about it.
It smells like cloves. It smells like a clove cigarette.
Okay. Good.
Like kind of sweeter.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can drink in 2 places. There's a cat going ham.
Well, drink in 2 places. Did you make plans?
Remember Eliana?
Ellie.
Yes. I
invited
vaguely
us-
remember them.
She invited us to go drinking at the Silver.
Oh.
I
Her
want to
and
go
her
drinking with
fiancé.
Ellie and her fiance.
So that felt like we should probably go. I just wanted to say hi. That felt like she's so. I've never had pretty people be nice to me, and this is confusing.
I intentionally reach out and try and flick your forehead.
Please don't. Oh, my forehead. Okay, that's better.
Well, by all means, you should go join your new friends.
But I also really like you, and I think you're my friend too. So this is a conundrum.
You're too kind. Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Ellie, how did you get in here?
What? Well.
So it turns out I was in the wrong place.
Oh my god, I was like in disguise the whole time.
Honestly, I'm here for it. Ellie, if this is your bit, I'm down.
Actually, all the MPs are just Ellie using disguise self. All the NPCs are actually just one person. 3 kobolds in a suit. Parthel will be like, well then I can order you a drink if you'd like.
We could hang out here for a bit. I also just think you're cool.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That is very kind of you.
Besides, you do owe me that recommendation.
For something to drink. Well, what are you in the mood for? Wine, an ale, something else?
We're probably gonna be having a lot of ale at the other place, so don't want to clash.
Fine, I guess.
I mean, there is a very good ale here, so that way you don't upset your stomach drinking lots of different liquors. Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, in the clear.
I mean, I'll take whatever you recommend.
None of us are drinkers, really, so, like, come on.
I drink White Claw and wine.
You know what I drink? Water. Hydrate
and
yourselves.
seltzers. Listen, you can
uh,
do both. You can
Parth will look over at Todd and kind of point to the wine glass and do like a 3, and then also an ale as well, please. A very good one too, on my tab. So Todd comes over with another glass, pours from the same bottle that you recognize, Reyes. That's what you have. And then he also brings over it seems actually be like a mug made from a horn. So it's not like pottery, but still like kind of nicer. Filled with frothing ale.
Is it perhaps a cup that we might have seen on stream?
I mean, there is a chance you have seen a cup similar to this on stream, just a bit more standard, not an actual like curved horn. Yeah, I fucking love this cup.
Great. I'm
So good.
Listen, maybe
It's
we've
good.
seen
It's
it
a good
before.
Christmas present. To myself.
I have
Go
a mug.
with my
yeah.
drinking horn. So do you guys enjoy drinks? The wine, as described before, is delicious. The ale is also pretty good ale. I don't drink a lot of beer
Pour
and
myself
stuff.
a glass of real wine just so
It
I can
tastes
drink
like
it.
a very good honey mead. I do like a good mead. So it's like
very
notes
beery.
of mead is better. So it's because mead is like in between a cider and a beer.
It's very meaty.
Yeah, so it's like a honey mead with like very nice hints of like, I mean, you would describe it as possibly like a citrusy hint to it. Like a bit sweeter than beer, but not as sweet as a cider.
But better than beer in every way because it
Better.
doesn't taste like vomit.
So you guys enjoy your drink. Is there anything you want to talk to Parth about before we start? Apparently, a pub crawl.
We're doing the World's End.
World's End. All right, there's aliens.
I mean, technically, that's us.
Technically, we are.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Fair enough.
He just keeps smoking his clove cigarettes, his clove pipe.
Did you two learn anything while you were spending time with?
A lot about the gods. And Orisaval had a book he wanted us to get.
Oh, well, we, Parth and I stopped by a nice library earlier today, so.
Oh, is it?
We did indeed.
We said to get one from the Capital Library of Cathedral,
Ah.
but maybe they have it here.
What book are you looking for?
Looks at my companions and then looks at Parth like, do I trust this man? I trust him. Do you?
They're buying us alcohol. The least we could do is give them information.
That's fair.
Fair
What's the
enough.
Book of the Dead Beast?
That's an interesting choice for a cleric of Oya, but unfortunately that one is not in the Farnforth Library.
Okay, I figure.
It is
Something
indeed
important.
the librarian in the capital is much more extensive. The kings were very avid readers.
That's good. Probably have good reader kings. Yeah, he told us a lot about like the gods and how like the Eternals came about, and what they did, and then this like Tea of the Month club that Kaya has.
It's very exclusive, a very good idea.
And then also about some of that sick stuff that we were dealing with before in the previous town. Some clues on that. So that was great.
Are you talking about the hellhounds that you guys fought?
Yeah, well, that part we didn't get as much clues about. More the people who were sick and dying.
That's
And,
unfortunate.
what,
Sounds like
what illness they were facing.
and what illness were they facing?
And I'm just gonna like quietly whisper. They're like Etterkin. We're turning them
see.
and biting them, so that
Very, very worrisome indeed.
coupled with demons, it felt like maybe a whole bad
Did
thing.
you
Demon dogs.
eradicate the sickness?
Well, we killed all the things.
I see. That was
Yeah,
very
for the
cool.
most part, we assume we did. We were following a lead here to make sure that everything was eradicated, because it seems like it came from here.
And Etterkin
So,
here.
whatever the infection is, we suspect it either originated here or in the capital, but I think it's here, right? That's where...
It has to be from the bite of an Etterkin. And
Oh, bite!
Yeah. And their bite looks like, those 3 marks we saw on
Oh,
the
there's
guy's
3
neck
marks.
and on the wall.
So 3
What-
marks and a skull.
What 3 marks did you see on his neck?
I was. Yes. There were 3 marks on the neck.
What
Like-
what color were they?
They were
Black.
black.
Black and kind of like a tattoo.
Interesting. Well, I can tell you, a Netican's bite looks like an actual bite. That sounds like something possibly different.
It looks like it was
So-
placed there by magic.
We were misinformed. Well, at least you two were. Did you not try to do any kind of like insight thing while you were talking with them?
Oh, he misunderstood. But some magics
Trust
can, in
people.
fact, leave a mark like that. Marking intentions, leaving a calling card. If it's the 3 black marks, though, that's a bit more worrisome, I must say.
Well, I mean, maybe it could have been misinformed, but at least all of the symptoms he said matched up when I described them to him. The sensitivity to sunlight.
I mean,
mucus,
That
skin
Dedekin could have been bit and then marked separately.
So I wasn't sure if they were maybe 2 different things or.
Oh, well,
Well, that is quite worrisome, though.
But remember, only one of them had the mark. The rest of them had actual bites, which is why it was important.
so then someone's mocking them. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
There is evidence here in this building of,
Is there?
yes, the same room where Senior, the one who was first infected, was sleeping.
What evidence is this that you found?
3 lines very similar to the ones that were on the neck.
Any other markings or anything? Just the 3 lines?
Just the 3 lines up there, but I'm not exactly familiar with everything around here, but I've heard and seen logos where it's 3 lines and a skull, so I'm beginning to think that might be involved.
Yes, that would be the tabard of Ba, the keeper of the underworld, the eternal of the underworld, is often signified by 3 black marks and a skull.
Yeah.
Representing the 3 planes, you have where the Eternals are, where we are, and then the underworld, and the skull representing that it is for the underworld. But that is quite worrisome that someone would leave a calling card like that.
And then hide it behind a desk.
And that could be where it originated, and they had moved it to try to cover their tracks, possibly.
From what I understand, and I'm going to look over at Luke, it's still, not Luke, Harmonia, it's still emanated necromancy.
The mark you found did.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes, that is quite worrisome.
Would you like to see it?
Do you mind? I would hate to keep you from your plans.
Well, if you two wish to go, I can find you two later, or...
I'll bring you up, show you where it was.
Should probably at least stay for this and then go drinking.
Yeah, we can go later.
Oh, but I thought you wanted to leave me with some private... Alright, that's fine.
Oh, well,
I mean, do you
One-
want
No.
private time with Parth?
I am teasing.
don't use our room for that also, please. Because I do want to sleep in there later.
Every inch of any room you sleep in.
What?
So this man that you were talking about, the originator, what is his story again?
appears to be a salesman. He'd come here and sell vegetables at a market.
Is this the reason why you asked about any weird places, possibly?
It is why I was looking for quests.
Well, show me the mark, and then I can always see what I can scrounge up, if you will.
Yeah, you'll have to come back to our storeroom.
Well, he'll pick up his glass and
Yeah.
like kind of get a refill and kind of motion towards the stairs.
Down in the last of my ale and following up.
Oh, he's taking the glass with him. He's not.
Oh
leaving
no,
it
I'm
behind.
chugging the rest of it at the table.
Okay.
If I go to get a refill as well, does he seem to stop me from
Nope.
using his tab? Cool.
He doesn't stop you.
Third glass.
Okay. Make a Constitution check for me if you've had 3 glasses.
Well, I have I think I'm at 3.
I've been sipping on one, like a lightweight.
Plus 2.
I can
That
say
is 18.
18. Okay. I mean, you feel a little like woo, but not crazy.
All right.
So you guys head upstairs. I won't make you do any checks or anything. You move the desk again. He kind of like bends down and puts his hand against the mark. You see he blinks himself, and his eyes kind of glow green. And then he kind of looks at all of you and be like, that is a bit worrisome. Pardon me. It seems almost as if someone summoned the Etiquette, possibly. Yeah.
From here, this location.
That's what it feels like, because Etikins are often mostly found in openings to the underworld, portals to hell.
Oh, good. So we're sleeping in a portal to hell.
Or someone summoned it here specifically. I don't see any other necromantic stuff, so they might have specifically marked it so it'd come and summon the Etikin to it. But that would take very powerful magic. That is not something everyone can do or knows how to do.
Do you know how to?
Do I? This I don't know.
Insight.
You can insight. Go ahead.
Oh, it's my lowest start tonight. Oh, my insight's good. 17.
Looking at him, he looks concerned. Kind of like perplexed, though you don't get any sense that he's lying to you.
Thank goodness for a +8 to insight.
Jesus.
You don't get a sense that he is lying to you. They're like, I should let you all get to your drinks. I'll see what I can find out about this, if you'd like me to.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Of course, my pleasure. You 3 enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go ahead and finish this in my room, and I think probably head to the library early tomorrow.
Do you sleep well?
Alright,
Good luck out there.
We're going to have terrible headaches in the morning, so try coming around the afternoon.
I will try that indeed. He'll kind of, yeah. If nothing else, he will take his glass of wine, like finish it, and then just like set the glass down on the desk and kind of wink at all of you and head out of the room.
Pub crawl?
Pub crawl.
Pub crawl. Never actually been on one. I'm so excited.
So you guys head out. For expediency's sake, you find the silver root.
Expediency. I want to roleplay every step.
No.
Awesome. So as you're walking along,
Oh my god.
So you guys are
Dragging
on
Luke by the
directions
ear.
till the silver root.
No, I'm not.
As you walk in, it is a bit livelier than the tavern you just left. You see a lot more kind of like working class people there enjoying drinks. There's like a couple guys playing like cards in a corner.
Is there anyone that looks ill or that they're not having a great night?
There's like one person at the edge of the bar
that they're like heads resting on the bar, and there's like an empty glass. They look very red faced. It's kind of like swaying as they're like laying with their head on the ground.
All right.
You probably it looks like they're pretty intoxicated.
Makes sense.
Okay. I'm checking necks out the entire time as we're walking around for markings.
Make a perception check for me.
That's how vampire works.
19
I'm watching that
plus
next.
8 is 27.
Okay. You don't see any with the 3 black marks on the neck. I mean, you do see one that does look like punctures on a ghastly white person.
Oh, so I see someone who literally looks like they were a vampire.
Yes.
Wonderful.
But they're like enjoying a red drink.
I am directly pointing that out to Luke.
But with that
Vampire.
perception check, you'd also see in like the middle table of the bar, and this bar is more like long tables and independent tables, kind of like supporting like people just sitting together, like a beer hall in Germany.
Okay.
You see in the middle table there is Ellie, and another woman sitting next to Ellie who has like very like buzz size, kind of like mohawky down the middle. They're wearing all black.
Oh
Yep.
my, oh my god, I love it.
They have like.
Are you telling me they've got a choker on with a bell or something? And
Is this a bubbly valley girl and her goth girlfriend? Because I will have a.
I
fit.
mean, they have a raven sitting on their shoulder.
wow,
Are
they actually the Raven?
You don't know yet.
Did you just give me Starfire and like Raven
I'm
as just like a
literally about to
couple? It's great.
I mean, you never know.
Unless you're
They
amazing.
they do have the fiance has like darker tan skin.
Out of
and it's
curiosity,
just like
I'm sorry. With
Yeah.
that 27, did I also see any coin purses around that looked available?
there's the drunk person at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
The person sitting
Sleight of
like
hand.
I mean, they're too drunk to notice.
they're very
22.
drunk. Oh yeah, they're super drunk. You take this coin purse off this person.
Yep. Cool.
Um,
I'm doing my job as a rogue.
there is like a little band set up in the corner that they're not playing anything. Kind of looks like they're setting up and getting kind of tuning and stuff. There's like a fiddle and like some type of drum concoction. So what do you guys want to do?
Looking inside the pouch, how much coin do I think is in there?
You see like 30 copper pieces, maybe
Okay.
like 5 silver, and there's like 2 gold.
Damn, not quite enough to get everyone around. All right. So 35. I'm gonna mark that.
I mean, I will at first look at the vampire and have my brain go hyperspeed on like, how the fuck does that work? Is that like an undead thing? Actually, you know what? Maybe that makes sense. There's like a science where you could have vampires. Hang on, how does this work? And then go, I can't look at this right.
Pat Luke's head.
As you're like having panic attack thoughts, you hear, "Oh my god, you made it!"
I'm going straight over to them.
And Ellie's like standing up.
That's 24 for stealth because I don't want to be involved in this.
Okay, you kind of like turn
Just
and
wanna
blend
sneak
in
left, yeah, if you
at
don't
like
mind.
the bar.
No, I'm actually sneaking around a bit more, trying to see if I can hear conversations or anything while this is going on. I'm trying to find quest markers. They're having fun with their gay girlfriends.
Have you considered that this is a cool quest where you get like a specialty event item because it's like one no one ever picks up because they're like, this NPC. Hey, give me
So
this
see, as
cool
Ellie
one,
like is yelling at all of you, their like girlfriends like kind of like,
Hi.
"Oh my god, hi, how are you guys?"
Good, we're doing good.
Hi,
Sorry.
hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm being so rude. So this is my like girlfriend Rhea. And Rhea's like, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've heard all about you guys. I'm guessing you're Harmonia.
That one's Harmonia. I'm Luke, obviously.
No, I'm
Oh,
Luke.
my god, you guys are so funny. Oh my, didn't I tell you, Bae, that they're like so funny? Oh my god, babe, they're hilarious. Where's your other friend? I didn't see them.
I'm
mean,
gonna
24
look
stealth.
around.
Yeah, I mean, just go, and they're gone. All right.
Oh my god,
Thief
I
in
saw
the
you,
night.
like, wow. The other one had like such a cool mask, babe, and like, oh my god, you seemed like, yeah. I bet the mask was really cool. You told me about that. So do you guys like want to join us for a drink or something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, first round's gonna be on me.
Oh my
and
god.
if you're curious, I'm spying on the vampire. I'm very curious.
Okay. We'll.
Yeah, keep going with this thing. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
what I'm doing.
So like, oh my gosh, like, do you like need help to get drinks or anything? I can help you carry them.
Yeah, I'm gonna need help carrying him
Yeah,
back.
let's go. Come
Get 'em out.
on.
Hell yeah.
So that Harmonia and Ellie will go to the bar. Rhea will kind of look and be like,
What's her
how's it
name
going?
again?
Rhea.
Raya.
Raya.
Thank you.
So
Add a new page of notes just for these lesbians.
Hell yeah.
how's it going?
Okay.
Pretty good. She's very exciting.
Yeah, you can say that. She's pretty excitable about new people. It's pretty funny. It makes it real hard to go on trips because she just wants to like stop and talk to everyone. But I mean, it's pretty cute actually.
That's not so bad.
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
My heart's just warm. Just going. Oh,
So, what are
let's
you
go,
here in town
lesbians.
for?
Let's go.
Let's go, lesbians! You see Billy like run through the tavern. Let's go, lesbians! Let's go! So, what are you guys in town for?
Investigating some deaths.
Oh shit, that's wild, man.
Yeah, but I mean, Eliana, she actually gave us a lot of good information.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she was around to hear and was told some stuff.
Oh, was this about the one guy who would like hit on her all the time? Because he hasn't been back for a while.
I mean, we're not really sure what's going on. We're kind of just still investigating.
Ah, shit. I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but he was pretty creepy. Made her pretty uncomfortable. So
Did he? What did he do?
I don't know.
Pulls out
She'd
a
always
book.
she'd always just tell me that like he would like hit on her all the time and try and be just super skeezy, and she'd try and tell him that like, you know, she wasn't interested, that she was with someone. He was always like, I don't know, you want to go out with me, you want to go to this, you know, you want to go get a drink, and I don't know,
Yeah.
I didn't really like it.
She
I told
said
him off
that.
one time, and he you know, was like, oh, you crazy bitch, man. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely cold clocked the guy.
I mean, that's the correct thing to do.
Yeah, so
she mentioned that earlier. She said something about a club. Do you know what the name of it was? Some kind of club in the like rich parts.
shit, in the rich part,
And he had mentioned where it's like see something wild and weird or something or whatever.
I mean, no one would creep like that. I mean, I've heard some people talk about like in some of the like component shops I go to that like the snake stop or something like that. Snake something, snake's coil, snake's eye. I don't know. I mean, they've talked about some weird shit happening there, but it's like a members only thing. I don't know, but the people who usually talk about that are pretty sketchy looking people, like buying some components. I don't know,
Yeah.
but also, I mean, people sometimes just talk to act like they're all that, you know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, totes. Ellie's cool with you, so I.
Oh, thank you. It's really weird for me, but I really like the people that like people being really nice, and it's confusing, but I like it.
I mean, Ellie's a pretty confusing gal. That's one of the intriguing parts about her. So she's pretty confusing. She actually, when we first met,
That was my immediate question. Was gonna be like, how did you two meet?
I was just like walking through the market with Harold, my raven here. Yes, the raven's name is Harold. Y'all can fuck off.
I love him.
And she just like lost her mind. I mean, she like freaked out that I had a raven, and I mean, like dragged me over to talk to me, and it was the craziest thing ever. But
And
hey,
then they moved in with each other.
2 days later, we are living together.
Yep, that sounds like a lesbian. Did you get like a U-Haul like a week later? Was it,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
really
we got
U-Haul.
a cart.
Gave me the keys to the apartment. It was great.
And so, then like I left to go on a quest for a while, and when I came back, she was still like super excited to see me, and I don't know, it's embarrassing. Like, you can see like they're obviously like kind of starting to blush a little bit
No,
talking about this.
that's really sweet. that's really nice. She like mentioned something about like a proposal.
Oh no,
my
she
God.
didn't.
Are
Oh
you
my
gonna, like,
God,
propose?
she didn't tell you about
Well,
that.
to be fair, she just said you were going to, but she didn't really explain what it was.
Yes, I am.
Way to get her into trouble. Come on.
I am going to propose, but like I planned this like super romantic dinner, and like we went to the beach, kind of like not quite where she was from, but pretty close, and it was like super romantic. And then I ended up getting crazy sick, and she ended up like having to take care of me like the whole night. Oh man,
That's really nice.
I cannot believe she told you about
Well,
that.
to be fair, she didn't. She just said you were going to propose, but a thing came up. You kind
Yeah.
of told me the whole story just now, which is great.
Shit. I mean, after that, it kind of felt awkward to be like, I just puked my guts for like a day. Like, you want to get married, babe?
I mean,
So-
when you're at your lowest, that's usually amazing.
I know.
There was a couple that proposed because they both got food poisoning at this restaurant that I was at, and then they both had rings that they were going to give each other, and they didn't realize it, so they proposed in the hospital. After they
mean-
were like sick and getting like their stomach pumped, so they could get all of the food
Damn.
out.
That's pretty wild. I'm just trying to find, like, Ray will kind of look over to the bar and be like, she deserves, like, something perfect. So I would just want to make sure it's, like, perfect.
God, that's amazing.
Like, yeah, so, anyways, let's stop talking about me. So at this point, is there anything you want to talk to Ellie about while you're getting a drink, Harmonia? Because it's about the time you guys...
I
What
would
is-
probably be asking around the same questions. Like,
Okay.
not a whole lot different.
Just
Okay.
imagine it
Tell me
super
about
more
this.
flamboyant.
Like, you've got the dark mode. I've got the light mode.
Yes, imagine the same
Discord.
answers, just super flamboyant. And
Amazing.
oh my god, like, you just wouldn't believe. He was such a creeper. Like, I'd tell him, be like, hey, like, I have a girlfriend, I'm in a relationship, I don't want any of that.
No.
he'd
See,
be
that's
like,
the thing. That's
"Yeah."
the thing. With creepy old men, they just pretend they don't hear it because it's not like normal to them.
Yeah, like one
And it's
time,
not, like,
Ray
their
even
thing.
came with me because like I was just super uncomfortable, and I kind of knew it was like the time he'd be coming back. Because like most of the time it's fine, he's not there all the time. He shows up for like 2 weeks, like every like twice a year, and we have to deal with him for like ugh. And so Raya came with me, and he kept saying shit, and she was like, dude, like, back off. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, back off. And then he was like, oh, you bitches are crazy. And so like she
Wouldn't fucking
totally
back off.
punched him across the face. It was super hot. Oh my goodness.
God,
Like,
get married now on the spot.
honestly, like, she just needs to propose, and I'll be all over that. I'll climb that like a tree, boo. Oh my gosh. So while this is happening, Reyes, are you just literally walking around to listen to conversations?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear what kind of rumors I can find. Also looking for more coin purses that might be easily accessible. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I'm a rogue.
Make both a perception check and an investigation check for me.
Oh,
Perception to
mother
kind of
of-
catch what you're
My
hearing.
perception was so good last time.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's okay. 13 plus 8, 21.
For perception,
And what's the other one?
investigation. So perception is pretty much for hearing conversations. Investigation is for coin purses.
Investigation. 17. 14 plus 3.
Okay, so you do see a couple other coin purses for some people who've always been drinking for a little bit or just like not paying attention. One is definitely Ellie is quite obviously not paying attention to her coin purse.
Yeah, that's stealing from her.
There's like this kind of like androgynous person sitting at one of the tables with the vampire, who's kind of like all over the vampire, being like super like, ooh baby, yeah. Their coin purse is like sitting. You're welcome. Like their coin purse is pretty unattended as they like openly hardcore hit. There's a drunk guy. One of the drunk card players, his coin purse is like sitting.
23 for that sleight of hand.
Oh yeah, you totally like they reach over to like run their hand down the like vampire's face, and as they reach to kind of like really open up their side, and you just like take that coin purse. That one has 10 gold in it.
Nice. Nice.
There's a kind of like a card player.
And by the way, if there's a trash can, I'm taking the coins out of these and throwing the bags into the trash.
Yeah, there's like spittoons hanging around.
Yeah. Okay.
It's medieval. Get over it, Sid. So yeah, you can. There's like 2 other coin purses. If you want to take them, roll some sleight of hand checks for me.
That is lower. That's only a 17, and the other one is a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you can take both of them. One, the card player only has like 10 silver in it. Despite the fact as you walk by, he's like, oh yeah, I can definitely do like 10 gold. Yeah, put me down for that bit. Also, his cards are shit as you kind of go by.
And
like,
the second one,
obviously full of shit. The second one has like 25 silver pieces and like 2 gold.
Okay. I hear any information this time?
Yeah, as you're walking around, you hear a few snippets. One snippet is 2 people talking at the bar. One is like, oh, you would not believe how hard it was for us to get here. There was this weird devilish thing that was, attacking the road, and we lost half the party. It was quite horrible before
What
it
does
was
this
finally
person look
vanquished.
like?
This is a woman, like not fancy dress, but like kind of in the nicer clothes than some of the other patrons in the bar, but like nicer travel clothes. So probably like a high blue collar.
I'm gonna approach. You know that like bow that V does in V for Vendetta, the whole.
Yeah.
I've got the mask, so I might as well go for the whole.
Yeah, a humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vestige of fate.
Yes, perfect.
This visage of mere veneer of vanity is vestige of vox populi, now vacant and vanished. What? Nerd. I did that speech in high school.
I apologize to interrupt here. Did you say there were beasts nearby that had taken half your party?
Yeah, so when this woman turns to you, you see that she has almost rock-like texture on her skin, and it kind of like seems to be like, when she moves, like a little bit of dust kind of goes. She is talking to a bird-headed, like kind of eagle-headed humanoid with like wings that are like folded up behind him, and be like, oh yes, it did. We were on our way from. Let me look at my map. We're on our way from Siren Kester by land, and there was a barbed devil that attacked the party.
A devil? Is that unusual for these parts?
I mean, I can't say I've ever seen one before. It's quite horrific. It took out.
Was it still alive when you left it?
We were finally able to dispatch it, but it did kill half of the party.
That's unfortunate. I apologize for your loss.
I appreciate that. Why so curious?
We are, myself and my group, also searching for devils and other creatures as such.
Well, definitely between Yaren and Siren Crest, there was one.
But I hear, according to town criers, they're popping up everywhere.
Yes, I've been hearing the same. That's why my group and I are definitely trying to research these appearances. Do you have a description of what this creature was like?
Totally. A barbed devil. In just a moment. Barbed devil. Let me pull up my description. Pause. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, there's no picture. It was kind of smaller. I wouldn't say overly big. Kind of like a dark maroonish color. Had one set of big horns, and then it seemed to have like horns kind of went down from there down its back with a tail and little wings. I don't care if that's not what a barbed devil looks like. Y'all can go fuck off.
Okay. Thank you for this.
Of course.
Again, I am sorry for any losses you had.
That is much appreciated. Thank you.
Do have a good evening. Drink on me, and I'll put a gold piece down.
You'll see the bird-headed person looks at you like, "Rah! Thank you." As necessary.
I will head over to the group. Sorry, no. What was that? What were those locations again? Sorry.
Oh, it was between Yarrin, Yarrin, and Siren Crester.
I'm gonna walk past
Siren
Luke and be
Kester.
like, I'm gonna walk past Luke, slip in and be like those two words into their ear, and then walk away.
Wait, which two words are you saying specifically?
The two locations you said.
Yarrin
Yarrin.
and Siren Kester.
Cool. And this is how I avoid taking notes.
Oh my god.
Just go, hey, somebody else, here's this information. I'm not gonna write it down.
Fair
And
enough.
then I retreat to my lurking in the shadows as they're having their party.
All right, so at this point,
Who said words to me?
Harmonia and Ellie come back with drinks.
We got drinks.
You know, Ellie sits back down with Rhea, kind of like gives her a kiss on the cheek.
Also, how much would that first round cost me?
The first
Ford.
round, what kind of drinks are you going for? Are you going for like nice stuff?
I would honestly defer to Ellie's judgment.
Okay. So, she would get just kind of like a mug of ale, which
doesn't get,
would
like,
be like 4 coppers for each of you. If you all get like a mug of ale, it's like 4 coppers. Not as good as the stuff you're drinking at the 3 cliffs, but like still pretty good.
Alright.
So 5 altogether, 5 times 4 is 20, so 20 copper pieces.
That's
Or is that 2
Which
silvers?
totals to 2 silver.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So, out of curiosity, like, I know that I've taken up some time here, but the
Yeah.
vampire,
No.
I'm fixated on that now. Does this look normal here? Like, does no one's reacting to this? Is it obvious that they're a vampire and no one's reacting to this? Is this?
I mean, they are very pale. Drinking from. They seem to not be going to the bar. They kind of like their own flask they pour into a cup of like a thick red liquid. I mean, no one seems worried. The person they're with doesn't seem like overly concerned.
They don't have bite marks on them?
None that you can see.
Make a perception.
Make a perception check if
Okay.
you want.
14 plus 8 is 22.
Okay, they
I
have
spec for this.
they have a bit more of a flowery, like flowy top on, and as they move at one point, it kind of like shows their shoulder and collarbone. And you see there is like some bite marks on like the top chest area, like the fleshy top of the chest area. But they do not seem as like.
Okay, are those bite marks as in love bites or bite marks as in vampire?
Oh.
I mean, it looks like if something could have fed from it, but
Okay.
they are not like they're not pale. They have like rosy cheeks. So
I'm
and
gonna
they
swing-
okay. So as you join the group again, at this time, the band starts to play like jaunty bar tunes,
Hey, this is
and
wonderful.
you guys kind of Ellie looks on. Oh my god! Like let's do a toast to like new friends. So Rhea's like, all right, like holds up their glass like to new friends. And as you guys crash your glasses together, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay.
Alright.
Someone take a note that I want to ask them if vampires are normal.
So someone take a
No.
note.
You take it.
Ah!
So thank you once again for joining us for the newest episode of Fall Pilion. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please join us tomorrow on the Aldrich Academy channel, where we'll be hosting the next episode of Aldrich Academy, led by the glorious Izzy, aka Reyes, down there.
Hey.
So yeah, I hope everyone has a
Apply
great
more
night.
trauma.
I'm not ready.
I'm
Oh,
not ready.
This is actually just Shay's voice now, because Shay's actually been Ellie the whole time.
Oh no.
If
I'm
you're
sorry,
going to-
Apollo has to break up with you now.
No.
if you're
So
go-
thanks everyone for joining. Please hit us up tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on here. All the follows and friendships.
Do all the, press the buttons, do the things.
Press
Press the
all the
buttons,
buttons.
do
And
the
like,
thing.
I all hope you all have like a totes great rest of the weekend. You're
my
all
God.
adorbs and like super cute. So like, bye.
Oh my god, bye guys.
Oh my god,
Bye
bye.
guys.
God,
Thank you so much.
Oh my
Bye.
God, bye. Yes, bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.